I'm not going anywhere. This is my team, and it will be for the next however long I want to play. Some guys are going to just get in your face and scream at you. I don't learn that way, because I'm like, I don't. And what are we really doing? We're just saying loud words. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to, try and show you up. Every game you can't go out there and score 30, score 21 points and, call it a day. I don't want anyone to take anything away from the play that he made because it was very impressive. You have to give them the credit because they did a good job on this. We did put ourselves in position to make a run, and we didn't do it. It's just as simple as that, right? I leave those kind of things up to coach. My job is just to go through my reads and put the ball where coach wants it. Oh gosh, what's new with our crowd? Yeah, whenever we don't win, that's going to happen. I'm sure they don't want to hear anything right now. That's my answer, man. Nobody cares. Happened before. Been here long enough. You play here long enough, it'll happen. But I don't think anything of it. It's happened for 6 years.
But the thing that I like this week, that was better than last week, nobody gave up. So
at the end of the day, I've been doing this long enough to know nobody cares, even if that's the case.
Is that a certainty that your quarterback is in?
I'm not going to get into all the next year scenarios. I'm just going to say that 7-9 is a step forward. Statistically, I think we took a step forward. We got to get a lot of guys healthy, and we got a lot of things to look at and evaluate before we start making any assumptions.
Negative 47% chance that they were going to draft somebody in my mind.
I think it's time for some fresh air.
And, I'm tired of saying we got to them out. And it's just frustrating. So, we still had opportunities to make plays. I feel like to win these games, especially at the end of the stretch, especially when you up, against a team like this in the cold, you got to run the ball. So, that's man, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of dealing with it. Every day I come here and bust. I see the guys, bust it. And the result is not there. And, for me, the last 4 years, the result hasn't been there. And quite frankly, I don't know what else to do. So, yeah.
Contracts, what have you. I think you got to consider all that stuff. And, as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm sure we'll sort through some of those things, but do the right thing for the organization as we go forward. And had a good conversation with the quarterbacks this morning, and so we're going to go ahead and start Jarrett the last couple games of the season here. None of us is happy with where we're at, but we think it's an opportunity to evaluate a younger player who hasn't had much time to play. Talking to Derek, who was great. He understands the scenario that we're in and the situation, and very supportive of the two young guys. Those three guys obviously have worked together hand in hand all year, and he'll do anything he can to help them. So, that's what we're going to do.
Him being one of my really good friends, and the reason why I came here in the first place. I wouldn't be here right now if he wasn't here. So I think everybody knows how I feel about him, but obviously I support my guy. And
look, happy holidays, Raider Nation nationwide. Let's go. Get some.
Raider Nation, what's going on? I'm Hardcore Raider. We got Raider Dave up in here, Raider Critique. Got a great show planned for you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. We got some big news that dropped today, so we wanted to go live for you guys, give our thoughts on the Derek Carr situation. And, let's just get it right into it, man. How you guys doing, Raider Dave, Raider Critique?
I'm doing good, dude. It's a beautiful day, man. A little bit of we got the crazy news today, but still processing everything that's going down and ready for another Sunday, man. We got 2 games left, man. So looking forward to a big game this Sunday in Vegas and another big game the following Sunday in Vegas, man. So 2 weeks left. We'll see how this shakes out.
Raider Critique.
Well, it's not freezing in Texas anymore, so at least I'm not over here all bundled up in my big jacket and my beanie cap. But we're sitting at like 65, 70 degrees. But I can tell you I'm in shock, to say the least. I knew we did terrible last game, and we were looking at the contract scenarios, which we're going to jump into. But I mean, it's been all over Raider Nation. I mean, really, I think the writing was just on the wall for this guy, but I'm still shocked about it. In all actuality.
All right, guys, real quick here. This is why you got to be sub to my channel. This channel is one of the only ones that's giving back to Raider Nation. We gave a jersey away just like this about a month ago. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then I'm going to give away another jersey. I fix my backdrop here real quick, but here's what we're going to do for this show. The first 4 people that commented are going to get a gift card, okay? And I've given away other gift cards too. So again, you got to be subscribed to my channel. Some people be watching my shows and stuff, man, and my videos. You guys aren't subbed, man. You got to be subbed to my channel. So here's how we're going to do this shit. Robert Pina, you get the first $25 gift card. These are like MasterCard ones. You can spend it wherever the hell you want. Next up after Robert Pina, Raider Lifer. Okay. You guys email me at raider.hardcore@gmail.com. So next up, Raider Lifer, you get the second gift card for $25. Adam Mayo, you get the third one. And the third one, they were out of the other one. So it's a Domino's one. All you guys should be able to use these online, I believe. Email me at raider.hardcore@gmail.com. And then Raider Nug, you should be the next one, but I've already gifted you a gift card. So I'm gonna forward that one to Southside Raider. So Southside Raider, you will get the last gift card, $20 at Domino's. So you guys email me, raider.hardcore@gmail.com, and then I'll get those sent over to you. You should be able to just use it with a picture. So, hope you guys enjoy that. Remember, man, there's only one nation. That's Raider Nation. We're a family. We're giving back. We're what the rest of Raider Nation should be doing. So that's what this channel is bringing to the show. So, let's get right into this Derek Carr stuff, man. I did a couple other videos. You guys should check those out. One of them was, can Raiders win with an average quarterback? The other one was, did Derek Carr ever earn his contract? I did a fair breakdown in those videos. So you guys go check those out if you haven't checked them out. And, I feel it was real fair, and here we are on Judgment Day. Even, myself that's been critical of Derek Carr at times, not exactly happy. But it's tough. It's definitely a tough situation that we're in right now with Derek Carr. But, for me, my main thinking and like where I've been with Derek Carr for a couple of years, man, and I said this even before the virus and all that junk, is just looking at the contract, man, he had to do better. And it's a production-based business, so it sucks. But, when I look at the body of work and like my last video, that's why I said you should check it out. But, he should have been in the 8-4 range with a lot of statistics and stuff, and it would have brought us wins. And it just wasn't good enough. And I know there's a lot of other factors on this team, from coaching, offensive coordinators, O-line, wide receivers, defense that's been garbage. But at the end of it, it was just too much of a paycheck, in my opinion, for us to take on. When we have, here's the thing, dude, we're not one or two players. Like, we have some foundational pieces on this team, but we're not just one or two players away from, having a great team or a really good team. We're many pieces away. So if we pay a quarterback that kind of money, we're not going to have the money we need to go get defensive line, offensive linemen, cornerback, middle linebacker. I mean, there's so many holes on this team, plus all these contracts coming due, guys, that it just, it sucks. It sucks that we're at a point where a quarterback has a contract so high, maybe not as high as Patrick Mahomes, but it's high enough where it's going to hurt us from being able to get the talent we need. So that's where I stand with it. Part of me, my heart hurts, to be honest with you guys, with Derek Carr getting benched. I appreciate everything he's done for the Raiders, the Raider Nation. I know he loved this team, but, at some point, if he's not able to produce and do it, we have to move on, man. And it sucks. It sucks to be at this point. But what do you think, Raider Dave?
Oh man, it's a tough day because that's our quarterback the past 9 seasons, almost 9 complete seasons, and I think this is definitely an evaluation move. I think with all the reports that are coming out, man, there's a lot that is that's still coming out, as far as what's going down. And the fact is, Derek will not be traveling with the team. That's pretty well noted. They are saying that's because of contract, they are evaluating his contract. They're going to evaluate any teams that are interested in trading for him. And they also have the option in place where they retain him as well. So, but as far as my thoughts on Derek, man, I was a huge fan of Derek Carr. I am a huge fan of Derek Carr. You know, he holds a lot of Raider records in prestigious categories such as yardage, touchdown. I know that it's today's NFL and all that. Some of the numbers today versus the past are inflated because today's game is more of a passing game, you name it. But the thing is, I was an advocate for Derek Carr to be drafted in 2014. You know, I wanted the Raiders to draft Derek Carr, if not with the top first pick, you know, the top 5 pick they had where they took Khalil Mack, or if they get him in the second round. When he fell to them in the second round, I felt like that was a blessing. I like Derek's arm strength. I like what he did at Fresno State. Loved what he did his rookie year, even though we started out 0-10, man. We started out 0-10 with Derek, man. This has been a long ride. We started out 0-10, man. That was a rough start. I was actually at that Charger Raider game where we went 0-10. And Charger fans and myself in that section, man, it was a good day. We all got along good in the stands that day. There's always a lot of fights at that game, but it was a good, respectable day between the fans, and we just had a good discussion, man. A lot of them were like, hey, your quarterback's going to be something one day. And I agreed. You know, and then you see, 2015 transpires. I threw for 32 touchdowns, I believe, in 2015. That was a step. That was a milestone for me. I was like, hey, man, if our quarterback can get us up to 35, 40 touchdowns, we got ourselves an elite quarterback. Then 2016 comes around. He had a lights out year, dude. Played great in 2016, the unfortunate event with the ankle. And ever since then, man, just Derek wasn't the same, man. Just was not the same. It was almost like, I felt like, I don't know if there was something going on in the locker room, but it was almost like there became a divide. And that divide, I felt like it was very small, maybe in the locker room at that time, but that led to us fans, man. Because then we got to where you got people taking sides for our quarterback. And then some guys are on the, that don't support Derek. You had to go through all these like turmoil of whether you support Derek Carr or not. Man, I support the Raiders. And I'm just going to tell you how I feel about the whole thing. I love everything Derek did. I appreciate what Derek did. But man, I'm telling, and when I say we need to win the AFC West, that is like urgent. That needs to happen. That needs to happen, guys. It's been 20 years since the Raiders have won the AFC West. I was in those stands. That stadium was to the brim back then. That stadium, they didn't have the top section blocked off in Oakland. They had that stadium packed with fans, and we wanted to win Super Bowls and AFC West. And I want to get back to that mentality, man, of it's not about one guy. It's about this team. It's about winning the AFC West. And yes, some fans will be like, oh, well, if we just make the playoffs, that's cool. No, it ain't cool, dude. That's a milestone. Win that damn AFC West. We have 15 AFC West titles. We haven't won it in 20 years. The Kansas City Chiefs are locking up their AFC, or if they just did win, I don't know if they won it already yet or what, but Kansas City Chiefs are getting their 15th damn AFC West title. So we got to get this shit in gear, and we got to start prioritizing what's important. And I personally think we got to win the West, and that should be the urgency. So whenever I critiqued Derek Carr, it was of urgency to play with a high tempo offense, keep your foot on the gas, put teams away, put up 40 points. And it sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm asking a lot, but that's how you got to win NFL games, man. NFL games about scoring points, putting your foot on the gas, and beating the shit out of a team, dude, because you saw the game with the Colts. The Colts were beating the shit out of the Vikings. The Vikings come back. This is a high scoring league. That's the way this league is built. And your quarterback has to be constantly playing with a sense of urgency. So that's where I stand. I love what Derek did. And I just feel like his career it pointed us in the right direction as far as we're winning games. We had an average of 7 wins a year with Derek Carr over his 9-year career. So I could start ranting and I have a lot of mixed emotions about it and stuff like that. Like I said, I got 3 Derek Carr jerseys hanging up in the closet. 2 of them were bought 2014, the year that he was drafted. So, but yeah, man, it's going to be a big transition, but it's going to be one hell of a storyline in the offseason. Let me tell you. But shout out to you, Derek. Thank you for all your hard work, man, for this organization.
Cheers to that.
He played hurt and shit, dude, and he did play hurt. We just want we're asking for a lot over here in Raider Nation, and every NFL fan base is asking for a lot in this league. This is a league where you just got to win damn football games, man, and
we got Al's Ghost backstage. Al's Ghost, just hang tight, buddy. I'll let you in here.
But
I'll let Raider Critique kind of give his take.
I just want to close it though with one thing though, what I think led up to today. This is what I personally feel led up to today was that Derek Carr was outplayed by Baker Mayfield on Thursday Night Football 2 weeks ago in a game they should have won. They should have won that game, man. That we'd be in playoff position if they beat the teams they should have beat, dude. Later, we knew what happened in the beginning with the 4 blown leads, but we knew we had a chance, dude, about 2 weeks ago. When that Rams game, we had that game. And Derek Carr, and I know play calling was shitty and all that, but Derek Carr got outplayed by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was urgently trying to win that game, and he got outplayed by Kenny Pickett last week. So I think those 2 performances, man, those 2 losses, I think led to this. That's what I think. I strongly feel their evaluation was furthering into these last 4 games, and those 2 games right there, I think, were the trigger point, dude. That got Derek, basically benched for these last 2 games. Sorry for ranting. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. I like it.
It's real.
It's a lot to digest. The whole thing. I'm just like a sponge right now, dude. Like
it's extremely hard to digest, but everything you're saying is exactly right.
Yeah.
When we drafted him in 2014 in the 2nd round, I was a huge Carr supporter because it was either him or Johnny Manziel. You remember that name?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, we're going to go get Johnny Manziel. I was like, no, fuck, please don't go get Johnny Manziel. Because that dude, all he cared about was money. But we drafted Derek Carr, and here it is, this modest kid. Put up some really good numbers in Fresno. You know what I mean? So I was all for it, especially when we got Matt Schaub, Matt Flynn. It looked like we were doing it all over again with the Jamarcus Russell years, and then we had Derek Carr, this dude who was pretty much unproven. And he came in here, and yeah, we went 0-10, but he looked a whole hell of a lot better than any quarterback we've had on the roster in years. Making the right reads. And yeah, it seemed like that and Murph said it best, man. It seemed like his career was going up and up and up until the injury to the Colts, where he plateaued, and then now we're on this roller coaster where it's up and down, up and down. And Derek Carr, to me, was the most consistent quarterback that I've seen this team have in years. Yeah. Now, in our era, we've seen dudes like Jamarcus Russell. We remember guys like Aaron Brooks. The problem with all this is that we remember what shitty quarterbacks look like, and we were happy to see somebody who didn't look like that, and that happened to be Derek Carr. Besides Jason Campbell, since Rich Gannon, we haven't really had a decent quarterback behind the center until Derek Carr came into the picture. So I understand how some of us got emotionally attached to the guy, and then, of course, just the type of person that he is, it got us more into him. You know what I mean? But let's be real about it. You broke down his numbers ever since he jumped off the tracks in 2017. The guy has been bottom tier to middle tier all up until 2019 when he had a contract year.
I'd say average to below average is
average
kind of how
to below average.
Yeah.
High in interceptions. And then also another thing that you didn't talk about on that video was how many fumbles Derek Carr had in that season. I believe it was 2018, where his quarterback rating was like next to like 60 or 65, where his overall QBR was. The dude dropped the ball a whole hell of a lot of times. And it wasn't like Derek Carr had consistent problems as each year that came in. One, it was his interceptions. Two, then it was, he couldn't get the playbook. Then 3, it was his ball handling skills. And then 4, we're back to interceptions. And then we're back, it's just this revolving door that we keep seeing from Derek Carr that I finally think I think he's been being evaluated all year.
Well, and we got to remember, I tried to be fair in that.
Best friend as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
All right. They went and picked up, we've already had Josh Jacobs. He's the number one running back in the league. And then you have dudes like Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow that they locked down as well to show, hey, look, we're dedicated to you. You know what I mean? Everybody's always been talking. All you need is this. All you need is that. We're going to get you a top 15 defense, which that didn't happen. You know what I mean? And we're going to get you a decent offensive line, and we're going to get you all these weapons. We're going to see what you can do. And this is what he's done. So how do I feel about him being removed? Well, I don't think that we're trying to win anymore. So all those playoff chances that they were talking about, that 1.25% chance that we had, throw that right out the window, because that's probably not going to happen with Jared Stidham under center. What we're going to see is, well, I mean, let's be honest, man. Raider Nation, buckle up. And let's hope we get it right this time.
Let's get into the Niner
Because
thing.
last time we went and got a first-round draft pick as a quarterback, which I'm pretty sure that's probably what we're going to do. We picked up fucking Jamarcus Russell. So let's hope to God Ziegler has got more sense than Al Davis.
You had to bring it up. He had to bring it up.
Hey,
All right.
fuck yeah, I'm bringing it up, dude.
Well, let's wait for the let's get in the Niner thing last. We're gonna open up the Al's Ghost backstage. He's a huge Carr supporter. I respect Al's Ghost a lot. Super great subscriber to my channel, as well as all you guys. And then I'm gonna, here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna post a link, okay, for if you guys want to join, you can like mute your screen, like how Al's Ghost has it. So anybody that wants to come in and give your thoughts, you can be pro Carr, against Carr, give your emotions, vent it out. You guys are welcome to come on live with us, dude. We're gonna put it in here. I'm really curious if Ern is watching, because I know he's a real big Carr supporter, and I respect that. I do. I respect that. But, I'd like to see some guys that are really like diehard Carr fans, how they're feeling, because, I know it's emotional. So even me as like a Carr critic or whatever at times, it's emotional for me. It is sad, dude. But all right, we're going to let Al's Ghost in here and let him speak. How you doing, Al's Ghost?
Hey, Hardcore. How you doing? Raider Dave, critique, salute. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we hear you
What's up,
good,
brother? We can hear you, man. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, guys. As Hardcore knows, I'm a diehard DC supporter. Been following him since his rookie season, and had the privilege of watching him play live in Oakland as a season ticket holder for a number of years. Tough situation, I think, from my perspective, and I guess I'll outline a few different reasons why. I think the first one is I can't help but think that DC is being used as a scapegoat for some really deep underlying problems that this organization has, starting from the top. I do think that we have incompetent management, incompetent ownership, and then we just haven't figured out the head coach over the past, several years, several decades. The comparison that I like going to is the Pittsburgh Steelers having 3 head coaches since 1969. And the Raiders having 3 head coaches since October 2021.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that Derek Carr ever had a fair chance or a fair shot to succeed with the Raiders. Even during his 9-year tenure, 6 head coaches, a number of offensive coordinators.
But I have to disagree. I have to disagree, because the simple fact is we have surrounded this guy with every possible thing that we possibly could. The problem is that look at how much the fan base talked about this guy. All right, that has got to mentally break somebody. I don't give a shit what anybody's got to say about that, man. There has been millions of people talking about Derek Carr. We've been doing it on YouTube since 2014.
Well, critique, just compare Derek Carr's situation to the situation that Mahomes walked into. Mahomes walked into an organization that already had a winning culture, that was already on the up and up. They were dominating the AFC West. He sat behind Alex Smith for a year, learned under Alex Smith, a Pro Bowl quarterback, and has had 1 head coach and 1 play caller his entire career. Not only that, Not only that, he had elite weapons from the get-go. He had Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins wasn't bad. He then had Kareem Hunt. Look at Derek Carr. I mean, this is the first year that I think we could honestly say that it's the first year that he's had a number 1 receiver in Devontae Adams, because I actually don't see Amari Cooper or Michael Crabtree as being an absolute, number 1 receiver. Anyways, I think we could go back and also the defense, right? Like, the defense has just been awful. They don't take away the ball over Derek Carr's tenure. I think the highest ranked defense that we've had has been 18th. But Raider Dave, I want to go to something that you said, which I completely agree with. Like, we have to win the AFC West. We haven't won it in, a couple decades. I mean, I was in grade school, I think, the last time that we won it. But I would actually go a step further and say we don't need to win the AFC West. What we need to win first is win in the draft. We have not been winning in the draft over the past 2 decades. Outside of the 2014 and 2019 drafts, our drafts have been absolute shit. Sorry for pardon my French, but I mean, just blowing first and second and third round picks, trading away picks for guys who did not pan out. So that's, I think, the first order of business. You got to knock the draft out of the park. And then secondarily, you have to win in free agency. And I would actually put all of those 2 requirements below this one. We need to change the culture in this organization. The culture in this organization has been lacking, and it's unfortunate. Go ahead, Hardcore.
So how's it go? So I want to ask you a question here. So going into the season, how did you feel about Josh McDaniels?
I was actually not a fan.
Okay.
I actually thought, I actually wanted to keep Rich Bisaccia. I think what Bisaccia was able to do last year in terms of rallying the team, rallying the troops after a couple of very traumatic events, I wanted Bisaccia to take the reins of the team. And I know a lot was said last year about Bisaccia not being an X's and O's guy and all of that. Well, I think the role of a head coach is different. The role of a head coach is to motivate, to light a fire under these players' asses. And then you could have your assistant coaches, your position coaches, your coordinators actually do the X's and O's. And Josh McDaniels may be a football nerd and he may be great at drawing up the plays, but something, that's pretty obvious to me throughout this season is he hasn't been able to get these players to buy into his message. And so what's happening now is like the oldest trick in the book, right? Hey, this season was shit. This didn't work out. So let's go ahead and blame the player, and let's go ahead and pin the blame on DC. And that's exactly what's happening.
I don't exactly disagree with you. I want to pause you for a minute. We'll get back into that. We will. But Dirty Raiders in here. Dirty Raider pulls up, man. Dude, he's about ready to do a drive-by, dude. He's got that killer look in his eye. Dirty Raider is fired up, dude. What is up, brother? Dude, how you doing, Dirty Raider?
I'm good, man. How you guys feeling, man?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm glad you joined, though. Thanks for tuning in.
Me too.
Joining us. Cheers, man. What do you think, dude?
You see, I already shot 3 people, man.
I'm telling you, I saw it right here, bro. I can see it in your eyes, man. He's like,
no Brady, no Garoppolo,
and no Mac Jones. Mac Jones can't throw the ball 30 yards down the field. What the hell you want him for?
Yeah, I heard that too, man. I can't do Mac Jones, man.
He can't throw the ball. Tom Brady just got custody of his kids. He ain't leaving Florida. He actually done with football after this. You know what I mean? Like, right. He got to be a stay-at-home dad.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got custody of your kids. You can't be uprooting and moving to Vegas, and all of a sudden now your kids is into gambling and you out here playing football. Nah, man, that ain't gonna work for him. I honestly think he done with football after this. And then Jimmy G, I'm good, bro. He don't want to be a bridge quarterback, and if that's what they bring him in for, that's exactly what he's gonna be. You know what I mean? I think your quarterback.
I would say Garoppolo over the other 2 any day, and there won't be no Aaron Rodgers neither because nobody wants to play with that prick.
I was just about to say Aaron Rodgers, man. I was about to say if Dave Ziegler, I wouldn't be surprised if Dave Ziegler starts fielding phone calls from the Green Bay Packers, man, and they start working out a deal.
I stick with Chase Garbers.
I would go Aaron Rodgers all day. Give me a high tempo Aaron Rodgers run offense, going up and down that field, lighting up the scoreboard. You'll see a different range of defense.
We can't afford Aaron Rodgers.
Nope. I think we could, dude. Because there's restructuring that could go on. There's a lot. Hey, man, I didn't think we could get Devontae Adams last year.
Are you really telling me that you would give Aaron Rodgers upwards to $60 million to come in here and play?
Depends on how they would restructure
We ain't got the
that
money.
deal.
Hey, like,
well, the way the
ain't
NFL
got the
works,
money.
the
We
way
don't.
the NFL works, it's based off of emotions and I mean, Devontae Adams coming to Las Vegas was a shocker. Let's be real. I did not see that coming.
I'm telling you, we got to
I did
have a
not see
veteran
that coming.
quarterback at like 20 mil a pop.
And last year, the way they moved around quarterbacks, I mean, we didn't see that coming either. I mean, Russell Wilson gets moved around. I mean, you saw a lot of movement going.
He's
yeah, I know. And it didn't work out. Everybody thought Denver was going to be good. Denver looks like trash, so that didn't work out. But the point being is, I would not be surprised. I'm actually kind of, I think the organization's going to make a run after Aaron Rodgers. I honestly do, man. That's just my outside. Man, I just don't think they're going for a free agent. I think they're going to make a trade. If they want to continue a playoff push, they got to get Aaron Rodgers, man.
Well,
the chemistry there with Devontae Adams. The chemistry's there with Devontae Adams.
I don't want Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Aaron Rodgers is a high-tempo quarterback, and he's what I wanted Carr to be.
Young whippersnapper. I want somebody with some young legs who's going to be able to take off running.
Here we go.
Me too.
Let's be real about it, man. What type of fucking quarterbacks work nowadays? It's not the pocket present quarterbacks. It's the motherfuckers who run outside the pocket and throw fucking balls off one foot.
Hey,
hold
up, pause.
True, but we got two.
You shall receive. We need a drum roll. We got Raider Earn up in this motherfucker. West Side Media.
But we have two superstars right now on this roster. They got two superstars in Josh Jacobs.
What's up, gentlemen?
What up, Raider Earn?
Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, dude. 2,000-yard players on that offense, dude. You got to implement a veteran quarterback, man. It'd be a risk going young with those type of superstars.
Those players are not going to be here. Devontae Adams is leaving, and Josh Jacobs already took a slap in the face by them declining his fifth-year option. He's going to be gone after this franchise year coming up.
Hold on, let's slow roll this.
Hey, man, we got to catch up, West Side. Hey, remember I said Jared Stidham, don't be surprised if you see him starting for the Raiders this year? Remember I said that about 6 weeks ago, man?
I mean, shit, it is what it is.
Hey, man, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, this is the NFL, bro. I just had to back up my character a little bit on that.
Hey, yo, salute to you for being right on that, bro. Because I sure the fuck didn't see that coming. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I haven't been on YouTube for about 2 years, man. I had a channel and everything. I kind of shut my channel down, but I just want to let you guys know I do hit draft picks, baby. I hit draft picks. Going back to Tim Brown, baby. Back to Tim Brown. Charles Woodson was an easy prediction, by the way.
I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at the thought. You know what I mean? Like, because
give me Aaron Rodgers.
Honestly, bro, I thought it was gonna happen too. You know what I mean? I thought at some point in time DC would get benched. I thought it would have been earlier in the season though, when it actually mattered.
The contract really told us that, man. I really think that contract, like everybody reacted in the offseason, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, he's getting all this money, he hasn't proven anything. And I'm like, dude, they can walk away from this deal. It's a quarterback deal. They can walk away from it, take a $6 million hit. I mean, dude, all right, the writing was on the wall.
All right, let's slow roll this a little bit. I want to hear from Ern. I want to hear like your thoughts on all this, like for real, dude. I do, because I know where you've stood, and I ain't taking shots, dude, just because I respect you, brother. So I want to hear like your thoughts on this whole thing, man.
So look, it's like, yo, I support all my Raider players until they're not a Raider player, or until I feel like they're not trying to, they're trying their best. But like, bro, it is what it is with DC. I'm not going to sit here and defend his play over the last couple of weeks, because even I against Pittsburgh was like, bruh, this is fucking looking ugly, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to you at all. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I thought that they was going to stick it out for another year. Like, why even fucking sign him to a contract if you're going to have him on a 1-year leash? That shit doesn't make no fucking sense to me.
Well, I think they wanted to see how his chemistry with Devontae was going to work out, if Derek really had it in him. You know,
but if you're going to have him on a 1-year leash, then why even do that?
I personally think,
but hey, I thought it was very smart of the organization to have that out in case we're seeing exactly what we're seeing now.
But everybody want to give Dave Ziegler all this credit for having this out. It's not that he had it out. Everybody's fucking contract is like that across the NFL. If you sign a contract extension, then there's a fucking gap right in between when your original contract ends and that contract extension kicks in, where you can get out. So Ziegler's no fucking genius for that. That's everybody's contract. You can look across the league at everybody's contract, and they're all built like that.
Hey guys, my whole thing is just real quick, Dirty. My whole thing is Ern. Everyone knows I'm like Ern. I'm a Derek Carr supporter. And I can't defend his play over the last few weeks. Heck, I can't defend his play this entire season. Overthrowing, underthrowing, not making the right reads. To me, it just doesn't look like Derek Carr. To me, it looks like an aberration. So is that the quarterback or is it the system? A lot's been said about how complicated the system is. I think even Demarcus Robinson did like a TikTok or an Instagram with the playbook and talking about how complicated it was. Well, if your system is that complicated, simplify it. Just because something is complicated doesn't make it good. This is an analogy that I've been pushing around. If I have 100 ingredients and complicated ass steps to make a meal, that doesn't necessarily equal a delicious meal. I could have a steak, salt, and pepper and have a bomb ass meal with just simple ingredients. Like, I don't need to overcomplicate things. So if you have receivers like Renfro, if you have receivers like Renfro and Tay running into each other, or guys not running the right routes, it's obvious that it's not just DC. It's that this system is just too complicated. Go ahead, Dirty. I thought you were going to say, or someone else jump in.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, you really gotta take a deep look at McDaniels and his head coaching career. You know what I mean? And then you gotta look at DC's career. This is by far the worst DC has ever played under any head coach. Even Allen, he didn't play this bad. You know what I mean? And under Basacci, he didn't play this bad. You know, this guy has been known for killing quarterbacks, dude. As a head coach, he's been known for being a quarterback killer, a team killer, bro.
Yeah, remember, he's the one who got rid of Kyle Orton and had to start Tebow.
Jay Cutler.
And he got rid of Cutler, right, to start, and he traded him for Orton, whatever the fuck his name was from the Bears.
Yeah,
Kyle Orton.
Like this,
Kyle Orton.
Man, it's more than just DC. You know why I'm not mad? I'm actually happy for DC because now he's going to go to a team where a fan base actually appreciates him.
He's going to go to the Rams.
And I'm not trying to speak bad about the nation, but he's been so divisive in the nation for so long, bro. I know where some fans, stand with him. You know what I mean? And I know where other fans stand with him. Just being honest. But for a franchise, like say, let's just say he ended up in like Houston or something like that, where they franchise has been struggling. And all of a sudden he come over there, he play, and they above 500. You know what I mean? Like, they fan base gonna appreciate. Look, I'm telling you right now, man, wherever he go, he gonna be more appreciated there than, than here.
I don't know, man. I felt like Raider Nation supported him good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's divisive between Raider on Twitter and shit like that going on the last few years, but I'll tell you what, man. I mean, I talk to a lot of other fan bases. They're not like excited for Derek Carr, man. They're not like, oh, like when I play fantasy football in all my fantasy leagues, nobody's rushing to draft Derek Carr in any of my leagues. I'm saying, like, Derek would give another team what he gave us, an average of 7 wins a year.
So, but
you know what I mean?
Now,
no.
Here's the funny thing, right?
Put him in Pittsburgh, and that team goes crazy. Sorry.
Here's something you can really laugh at.
Yeah, possibly.
Here's something you could really laugh at, right? If we let go of DC is the number 1 free agent on the market.
Oh, hell yeah. He's a quarterback.
Guaranteed.
Yep.
He's the number 1 free agent on the market, right? Who else is on the market?
It depends.
Isn't Brady on the market next year? Brady's on the market next year.
Yep, his 2-year deal's up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But DC is the number 1 free agent on the market. So you're going to let go of the number 1 free agent to bring in the number 3?
Well, who said we're bringing in Brady, though? There's no guarantee.
Motherfuckers been saying it all day, let's go get Brady. And
but that's a lot of speculation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just a lot of fans speculating.
I'm good on that. I don't want Brady, bro. I'm good on Brady.
Here's how we have to look at it, dude. So the team, are they going to make a run for the play? Like, with the team that they have right now, are they going to keep Devontae, Josh Jacobs, give him a deal, and get a quarterback and make a push for the playoffs? That remains to be the question. Or are they gonna gut the team and rebuild?
You also got to remember this too, Raider Dave. It's not the old NFL. Players have power now. They force They force themselves out of situations. There's nothing to say that Devontae will suit up in the silver and black ever again after this season. He can force his way out. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs can easily walk away from anything that the Raiders offer him. You know what I mean? To sign somewhere else. He's a free agent. You know what I mean? There's no guarantee these players come back.
But Dirty, you can't. There's no way around a franchise tag though. If they franchise Josh, he's stuck.
Yes, there is.
No. How?
Yes, there is. Le'Veon Bell proved it.
He can hold out. Yeah, he can hold out.
Le'Veon Bell proved it.
That's the only option.
But Le'Veon Bell showed what happened to his career.
Jacobs. Hey, hold up. Jacobs did just say today. Jacob said today he did want to be a Raider. I know everybody always says that, but I'm just saying at least he's like saying he'd like to still be a Raider after some of this shit's dropping or whatever.
If I played for the Jets and they signed my check, bro, I'd be like, I want to be a Jet. You feel me?
Well, hold up, bro. Game day checks. Think about that, bro. Think about getting a game day check, bro.
Hey, real quick.
Think about like $100,000, dude. You were just playing an NFL game. They just cut you $150, dude. For the
real quick, I got to drop a plug. If you guys, we got about 30 people up in here, dude. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I went so many years.
I'm trying to get to 500.
Dude, I went so many years. I'm starting back over. I didn't even ask for subscribers, man.
I gutted my podcast. I'm like the Raiders, bro. I gut my podcast every 2 years and then just
subscribe to everybody in here. Raider Earn.
I got two subs right now, baby.
Dirty Raider.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Getting his channel back up.
You know what I'm gonna do? I haven't subscribed to Hardcore yet because I was on the fence with him because we've been arguing so fucking much. But he takes all the insults that I shoot at him like a fucking turtle, and that shit bounces off his shell. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a sub right now while we're online.
Oh yeah.
I love you,
hey, Aaron, don't just sub, Aaron. You should like the video too. Hey guys, on a serious note though, to pivot back to the topic at hand. I do think that even the Carr critics, I know they're celebrating and they're popping champagne and they're throwing parties tonight. They should go into this offseason with the understanding that it could get worse before it gets better. It could get real spooky.
Dude, it's been worse.
I know
the Kansas City Chiefs are winning Super Bowls, bro. It's been bad. That's bad enough for me, bro. I can't stand the Chiefs. I can't stand the Chiefs.
But what I'm thinking,
that's bad. They're winning.
But go 1-16 and let me know if you still care about the goddamn Chiefs.
Exactly. So
no, you know what? Hey, man. I mean, Vegas sucks. I mean, so like now I go to Vegas, it's like, oh, cool, dude. Now I got Chiefs fans rolling up in there, and fuck it, I got to hear how Derek Carr is such a good quarterback from Chiefs. No, I'm just saying, but like, here's the thing, dude. Is like. The Chiefs, the Broncos, man, they are literally winning Super Bowls these last 20 to 25 years, and we haven't done anything. So whatever, and the NFL, things can change overnight in the NFL. They can literally change overnight.
They can, or it could take 12 years to find a competent quarterback. And what I'm talking about, Dave, what I'm talking about is, because I know all of you guys have been following the Raiders for a long time, I'm talking about going to a game and celebrating first downs, because that's as good as we can do for that game.
Yeah, true.
So it could get real dark before it gets better. And I just want all of us to just go in eyes wide open, because we're going to be super pumped in the off season, and we go back and drink the Kool-Aid every August for the preseason games. And we may go 4-0 in preseason again, and we'll be super pumped up and excited for the season. But whoever's a QB, it's hard to find a starting QB in the NFL, because for every Mahomes and Allen that's out there, there are dozens of Zach Wilsons out there too. It's really hard, guys.
All I heard is that we're champs.
Mark Sanchez.
They tried to compare Wilson to Mahomes too, remember?
I'll take it. We're preseason champs. I'll take it.
Hey, look,
you know what's funny?
One thing that scares me.
You know what our best bet would be?
Because I remember back in the day before we had Derek Carr, the only time we ever saw the Raiders win is when we were playing Madden. And I hope to God we don't go back to that.
And that's if
okay,
we're real
good.
good.
We're going to talk about Madden. They have Derek Carr
I got mid-2000 fucking Madden stories like crazy.
Where Derek Carr throws an interception like every time you throw every other time you throw the ball in Madden. Which, I mean, he has thrown interceptions a lot.
He does it in 2K too, bro.
But in the game, they
I
have
play
like
Madden
a
and go
fucking
hella games without interception.
they have a handicap on Derek Carr where like no matter how good you are or what you do, it's like you're guaranteed interception. They really fucked us on Derek Carr in Madden. So I think it's bullshit, but sorry. Anyways.
Look, you know what I think our best bet would be is to cat off next year and just do absolutely nothing and not necessarily tank, but evaluate next year and start the rebuild with Caleb coming out of USC.
All right.
You know, if we're getting rid of DC, then why not?
I got a question for everybody. All right. I was going to save this, but we got enough people up in here. I want to see what's up, dude. So this is a rough question, right? So first of all, before I start this, the Tuck game still settles in my soul like it was fucking yesterday, even after 20 years, right? So like for me, like even to go here or consider it is like a fucked up, like mentally, it's like PTSD for me, dude. Like, so
man, kick hardcore out before he even says it. Kick him out. Turn his mic off now.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I fear it. I fear it, and I want to know what everybody fucking thinks.
Come on, Comcast, cut his cable, bro, before he even says the shit.
Hey, it's already gonna be cut.
I knew this question was coming.
Yeah, I told you guys. I told you. I know it. Like here's the deal. Years ago, when John Gruden was our coach, I was like, yeah, that ain't happening. But with McDaniels coming from the Patriots and all that shit, like I think it's gonna happen, even though I don't fucking want it to. And so the elephant in the room is like Tom Brady. So my question is that I want to go around the table here and let everybody give their take. First of all, do you want Tom Brady? I probably know most of people's answers. Second of all, if Tom Brady did come to the Raiders, is there anything he could do to switch your opinion of him? Like, is there anything that Tom Brady could do to where you would like accept him as a Raider? Now, for me, there's only two things that could happen for me to ever accept Tom Brady as a Raider. One, he has to be a fucking man and say, yeah, it was a fumble and mean it. Right? And he'd have to take us to a Super Bowl. Other than that,
that night.
Other than that, and win a Super Bowl. Other than that, like I can't.
Man, fuck that. Even if we win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, we have to wear a fucking asterisk for that Super Bowl. I don't want that.
But here's the thing. You got to think. This dude has survived on hate. Like Tom Brady loves when people fucking hate him and doubt him. There's no other fan base that hates Tom Brady more than the Raider Nation. Straight up. We hate Tom Brady more than any other fan base because of what fucking happened. And it does. I'm like, it hurts my head just like fucking Dirty Raider. But it's a good topic. It's a good topic. Is there anything he could do to switch your opinion where you accept him as a Raider?
There's nothing we could do to make him want to come here.
Oh, he's coming, bro.
No.
Coming, dude. He's coming like
he's not coming here. Look, he's already been fucked by the Raiders when he was supposed to come here.
Josh McDaniels and him, dude. I'm telling you.
Listen, him and Josh McDaniels don't even like each other. They respect one another. They don't like each other.
Dude,
they were always going.
Tom Brady would come here just because Raider Nation hates him.
Tom Brady does not want to play for Josh McDaniels.
We should
He doesn't want to play for Josh McDaniels. He didn't want to play for him in New England.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
Man,
I think it's gonna happen.
Nah, man.
Dude, there's too much. Al's Ghost is right that Derek Carr wasn't set up for success. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this.
There was a lot of shit set up.
Josh McDaniels has had 15 quarterbacks. He's only had one fucking good one, and that's Brady. And that's because he wasn't the head coach.
Right. You think he's gonna go back to Tampa Bay next year? He wants to play.
Bro,
he's gonna come to the Raiders.
Coordinator in St. Louis.
Brady.
Fisher. He was a shitty coordinator under Fisher. He was a shitty head coach in Denver. It was shitty what he fucking did to Detroit when he backed out the fucking head
Indianapolis.
Coach.
Yeah, when he backed out the Colts.
You know what I mean? He hasn't done anything without Belichick. He just beat Belichick on a dumb fucking pass by a wide receiver.
You're missing the key element, brother.
You're missing the key element. The key element is this motherfucker's terrible.
The key element is Tom Brady will go somewhere where everybody fucking hates him, and he's gonna win them over and try to win a Super Bowl.
He's not going to just know any old coach and know any old program, man. He's
Dirty.
going to somebody
what is valid is that fucking with Tom Brady, it is a plug and play with that system, bro. Just plug him in and like I don't want it to happen, but I mean I'm kind of seeing the writing on the wall a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a plug
So,
and play.
I wouldn't want that, guys, because number one, I like all of you guys, I hate Tom Brady. But number two, father time is undefeated, and that shit could come overnight, and all of a sudden, you're throwing these like wiffle balls in the air that don't necessarily have any zip. Look what happened to Peyton Manning in his last season with the Broncos. Granted, they won the Super Bowl, but that was based on the Broncos defense. But father time is undefeated. The dude's going to be 46 next year.
All right, hold up. All right, check it out. All of us, right? Those of us that were against Derek Carr, critical of him, right? We're sitting here today. I always look at everything, right? We're sitting here today. We're like, oh yeah, we won. Derek Carr's not gonna be our quarterback. Those that are Derek Carr supporters are like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? And it's even some of those that have been Derek Carr supporters are ready to move on from him. Like, literally, we have an entire fan base that is finally at a point to move on from Derek Carr. You think this could happen to bring in Tom Brady if we were all like, oh, we need Derek Carr. We need Derek Carr. If Derek Carr was truly set up for failure, there's no better time for this fucking shit to happen where we all got hoodwinked, whether we're for or against Carr, and the only motherfuckers laughing, this is why I did this shit in the intro, is Mark Davis and Josh McDaniels, and they fucking hoodwinked us, and Tom Brady's going to be a fucking Raider next year.
Hardcore,
I think they sabotaged Derek Carr this whole season, bro. I think they sabotaged it and created this shit. This is the creation of theirs.
I agree, Aaron, and to Hardcore's point, like there is some logic to that. Like think about Tom Brady, an aging celebrity with the show on the Strip. It makes sense.
I don't know on whether he was sabotaged though.
A third team he can win a Super Bowl with, and to the fan base that hates him more than any other NFL team.
You'll find out against the 49ers if it was sabotage or not. But you can tell by the playbook and the way the offense is ran. If it's ran anything different than what it's been ran, bro, it's been sabotaged the whole fucking season, bro. And I don't know how any real fan can support that.
Well, one thing I noticed, though, in the preseason, when they were calling his preseason play calling with Jared Stidham, man, Jared Stidham did use his legs a lot. And, I think they really gave Carr a fair chance this year, man. They got him some weapons. Josh Jacobs had one of his best years. I mean, we haven't seen players like a wide receiver or a running back perform like this.
They spent half the season shuffling the offensive line, bro.
And so with the offensive line, all that. Yeah, the offensive line, and I think that's an issue, though, with so many teams, though, man. I mean, everybody has a guy go down.
But not with the top teams.
Yeah,
the top teams aren't having as many issues as us.
Yeah, but they always have the next guy up, ready to step in. They're more,
They didn't build no offensive line. They didn't build a starting one. They didn't build no depth. They fucking literally ignored.
They drafted Dylan Parham. They drafted Dylan Parham, who
they ignored
offensive line. They just came out with a stat like about 2 weeks ago. The Raiders had the number 7 pass blocking, I believe, offensive line, and then you top that off. Stats? It was PPF, I think. I think it was PFF or whatever.
I really don't listen to PFF.
I don't. But I did see the statistic. It's a piece of information that I got to use. You know what I mean? And go by what they're saying. You know what I mean? So like, I don't like all that stuff either. I think I don't like overanalyzing as well, guys. I'm simple. Just win, baby. Right? I mean, but at the same time, like right now with this situation, I personally think this coaching staff and the management gave him a shot with in the back of their mind, knowing, hey, Derek's got some flaws, man. Derek has a lot of good things about him, but Derek loses football games. I know it's hard to blame the quarterback every time, but that's how this league works. The head coach gets his head chopped. The quarterback gets his head chopped, man. That's how this league works. And things do happen overnight. You see guys the Philadelphia Eagles, they really didn't have to rebuild to get another Super Bowl run. They're on another Super Bowl run. They just won a Super Bowl with a backup QB 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Think about this as well. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to bring this up earlier. Think about this situation, right? They so-called wanna see what Stidham's all about, right? And they wanna keep DC healthy.
And I don't believe that one, brother. I heard that too. I don't believe that one. Yeah,
I don't believe that.
I don't buy that either.
No. What if they actually try to put DC out like on the market? You know what I mean? Like they try to test the market and they don't get no bite. And they got to bring DC back. You know what I mean? Look, if I was DC, I'd come back. But you know what? it's gonna be my motherfucking way this time, bro.
Yeah.
You fucking need me.
Hey, what do you think of DC? Okay, now we talked.
I honestly think if DC is not here next year, bro, I think he's done with football, bro.
Me too.
I'm taking the man for his word, bro.
But all right, can I answer the question finally? Tom Brady, he's the fucking greatest quarterback ever. Do I want him to be a fucking Raider? Hell no. It's better to beat him than to let him join us to win a Super Bowl that's all about integrity. You don't let the motherfucker who pretty much rebuilt his career on a fluke-ass fumble that they fucking call the penalty on, but then you want to let him come on over here and win a Super Bowl for us? I'd rather fucking die than have that guy come over here and win a Super Bowl for us. I don't want to watch that fucking game. You know what I mean? As for DC, the writing was on the damn wall, man. What killed him is that they gave him enough rope to fucking hang himself with it. They gave him everything that he could possibly have asked for from what we asked for as a fan base. Give him a number one wide receiver. They gave him his best friend, Devontae Adams, on top of having Amari Cooper, on top of having Michael Crabtree back in the day. He did more with less last year.
No. Now think about this.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
The problem is that the offensive line was fucking trash this year, man. They're a good run blocking line, but a fucking bad pass blocking line. You know what I'm saying?
Think about this.
They sabotaged the shit out of him, but I don't think I think it was planned.
It was definitely planned. You know what I mean? It was definitely planned. But you also got to look at it like this, man. You gave him everything, right? You gave him everything he been asking for, and then you cuffed his hands and then let him be him. Let him play his ball. You know what I mean? That's a sabotage within itself as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
and not just
if you really want to look at it, you know what I mean? Like you don't say all these wonderful things about why you wanted him and how you tried to trade for him and all of that, and then you fucking cuff his hands on the season.
I have a question.
To me, look. What it reminds me of, it's like giving a race car driver a brand new race car with all the bells and whistles. It's like the fastest car, but then like you expect him to win his first fucking race without learning the car.
Yeah,
and then when he does, you're like, you know what?
It was an electric car. That was why.
I
electric car.
And not
you know,
just
one thing
that,
I do want to say about DC though, as this season went on, that's why I'm kind of defended management on this one, man. When it comes to like DC being like the scapegoat, you know what I mean? Because early on, you could see, yeah, man, the timing was off. You had Renfro and Adams and KC, man. They collided on that last play. Didn't look good. But look at these last 4 games. Derek Carr is missing wide open receivers. His arm strength looks different to me. I don't see the same zip, and I know he's tipped over the age of 30, you know, and all that. But
do you guys think that he's been playing hurt the whole season?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I think players play with a ton of injuries that are go undisclosed that we don't know about. I'm totally bought in on that. But Derek Carr is
a fractured rib he suffered in the Houston game.
Yep. Yeah.
You all heard about that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So a fractured rib's not gonna heal that quickly, especially when you keep taking more hits to it.
Bro, I've had bruised
and
ribs,
it's on the right side.
It's
It's his throwing side. Like you don't think that takes effect? Like, bro, look at
there was also Steve McNair who played with a torn spleen.
We've all watched DC throw the deep pass over the years, right? We've all watched him throw the deep pass over the years. DC has always thrown a nice deep ball. Always thrown a nice deep ball. Always been the most accurate deep down the field. Everything, right? When he's playing healthy. When you look at this year, after fucking week 6, he really couldn't deliver the deep ball. It takes power, you know what I mean, to get that ball down the field. And a fractured rib is not helping. Right.
In that one moment, though, that where you have your receiver open, you've made all the sacrifices, you've made your progressions.
Missing people.
Yeah, you made all your progressions. Everything's right there in front of you, and you throw it 4 yards away from Hunter Renfro wide open. You know what I mean?
Quick comment, fellas. Now I'll head out. Got something to do, but to Dirty's point about cuffing DC, totally agree with that. The other thing that we have to keep in mind is, I hear a lot on these Raider content creator channels about how Carr had all these weapons this year. He had Tay, he had Renfro, he had Waller, JJ, etc. Well, how many snaps did all of these guys actually play together? Yep. How much time did they actually have to build chemistry with one another?
Exactly.
Very, very minimal. And I think that that's a key as to why this offense wasn't able to succeed, especially in the second half of games when the opponent was able to adjust on us. With that, I'll let you guys react.
Hey, no, hold up.
Great.
First of all,
go ahead, Hardcore.
Before you go, all right, if you guys are in the chat, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. I'm going to give away a jersey just like a month ago when I gave away a jersey, so please help me out. But no, I want to ask you a question, Alice Ghost, and everybody else.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like, you remember that? I didn't look too much into it. I didn't think anything of it a couple years ago, or I think it was last year, when supposedly there was some Darren Waller, Derek Carr drama, whatever. So I watched, I don't know if you guys watched the post game with Darren Waller, but like he almost wasn't even phased with Derek Carr being gone. So I'm curious, do you think, two questions. Do you think, first of all, do you think Darren Waller did have beef with Derek Carr and maybe he wasn't producing as much because maybe he had some beef? And then two, do you think Darren Waller will do better for another quarterback?
I think for the second one, Hardcore, I think it's tough, because I think it's hard to find a competent starting quarterback. But to your first question, I was also struck by how like nonchalant Waller looked in that locker room interview. He almost seemed like, hey, whatever, he's gone, move on to the next. Let's support Stidham. So, yeah, I mean, I was like pretty surprised, and unfortunately, it rubbed me the wrong way because I mean, at the end of the day, DC was the guy who helped turn his career around, and for him to just act that way, just nonchalant, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'll let the other guys react. Hey, nice talking to all of you guys. Keep it up. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
And nice talking to you, big dog.
And not just that, but people that are like musically, like lyrically, like have talent, like someone like, say, Darren Waller with his turf toe, whether we like the video or not. He said some interesting lyrics in there, if you guys listen closely, about like it's not about the money, and talking about like I'm trying to remember the verse, but it was something about like, like if he's saved by God, it's going to be on his terms or something along those lines. And like to me, like I hate to say it, but like it was almost like a shot at Derek Carr, because we all know Derek Carr is really, really religious. Like Darren Waller saying like, almost taking shots that he's gonna like, come to terms on his own time. I know this is all speculation. I know some people don't like that, but it's true.
You sound like you actually listen to the song.
Huh?
You sound
I listened to it like 3 times. I listened to it like 3 times, but I'm just saying. Like, it gave me turf toe. I wanted to go on IR. Give me a bunch of money. I'll fucking go on IR.
No. Don't try to change your stance now that when you called, you were listening to Darren Waller, bro. You probably got his CD. You probably one of the people that bought his CD.
He's riding around bumping that shit, bro, in the city with the windows down.
Downloaded him on Spotify and everything, man. You's a follower and all, man. You like his music. Okay.
Top of the Raider playlist.
Hey, man.
I gave it a heart, man.
Hey, so you got you bought David Arnett shit too, didn't you?
Oh shit!
That's good shit.
Shit, if you bought all that shit, I got a mixtape for you too. Shit, fuck it.
At least we can find something light in a kind of a fucked up situation today, man. Oh shit.
But yeah, no, man, it's definitely the way that, because I think we're still going to see news on that, the Derek Carr being released all the way to tomorrow. So we're still going to hear storylines, man, on this. So it's like I personally think, what do you guys think? They might have a team already interested in possibly trading for Derek Carr? Is the reason for this move, you think, or
let's go through the league and let's figure out which teams Derek Carr would be a great fit for. Pittsburgh.
Can we go before we do that?
Some said the Jets.
New Orleans. Tampa.
Well, hey, real quick, can I jump off of that real quick? New Orleans, that could be a good fit for Derek Carr because Sean Payton's projected to come back there. Some are saying
he's the quarterback whisperer. You put him with Derek Carr, it's gonna be curtains.
I think Derek Carr would be very successful with Sean Payton.
No, seriously, it's got to be the Texans, man. The only other team that he liked. I mean, I know he claims Raider Nation, all this shit.
He was actually on the Texans, bro. He's not going to a team that's fucking 1-18, bro. He's not signing off on that. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Are you going to do that? You're a 30-year-old quarterback, and you've been playing for a franchise that hasn't been trying to put anything around you for your whole career. You're going to sign off on a trade to go to another one that did your brother the same way? Hell no.
I don't know.
He
grew up a Texans fan.
The more I think
He
about it,
claims-
though, Derek Carr in New Orleans, though, you think about it, they got Taysom Hill, man. They got Alvin Kamara, man. I mean, he can dink and dunk all day over there. You got Sean Payton, who's going to run a West Coast style. But hey, Dirty, real quick though, hey, your back profile. What do you got? What do you got on the grave there, man? I can't read it, dude. So I just got to. If you could read that off to me, dude, just because it's like a smaller screen.
Hey, Hardcore, put that on the Summer Jam screen.
Oh, hold on. All right, sorry.
Present. Yeah, present Dirty's.
Oh no. Is that better?
Hey, there you go. Hey, I appreciate that, Dirty, though. For real, dude.
Here lays the career of Derek DC Carr. He gave everything he had, just wasn't enough. Thanks for everything. 2014, 2022.
Hey, man, I'm just still ultimately shocked about it.
No, much love to that, Dirty, though, because you know what, man, the dude did play his heart out for us, dude.
Yeah, I'm right, he did, man.
And you know, once a Raider, always a Raider. And you know what, man, you know, and like I said, when I critique Carr, no, I'm a Carr fan, man, but I never would be. I was never the fan like I'm done with the guy or anything like that. I just like the last few years has just been sit back and see what happens, man. And but it has been toxic, man, on the internet with our quarterback, man, and between the fan base, which sucks. Because, man, it's really all about winning the AFC West, putting the Chiefs down, putting the Chargers down, putting the Broncos down. We got a damn winning streak against the Broncos. That makes me happy, but we got to beat the damn
If any team
Chiefs.
was to get him, it would probably be the Colts because the Colts need a quarterback.
Yeah, Colts are having a hard time.
They've been scrambling for a quarterback for quite some time. They thought it was going to be Rivers. It wasn't Rivers. Then they traded for the other shit guy. He couldn't do it. Now they got Ryan. He's not getting it done, right? They take a chance on DC. They tried a year ago, you know what I mean, when we played them and put them out the playoffs. You know what I mean? They were trying to get him in.
Carson Wentz.
You know, yeah, they picked up Carson Wentz. That didn't work, right? They need a quarterback. That would be
fuck around and go to New
That
England,
would be the team. That would be the team that would actually give, you know what I mean, their draft picks to get him. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I think if the Raiders are done with DC, DC's done with football. I'm gonna hold the man to his word. You know what I mean? Until proven otherwise. I think if the Raiders are done with DC, I think DC's done with football. DC don't need football.
What if Derek Carr
made enough money?
What if Derek Carr?
He doesn't need football. He can go out and do what he wanted to do, you know, before he ever started playing in the NFL.
What if Carr took a pay cut, like 20, 25 mil? Would you guys want him? I mean, I know Earn and, you know, probably Dirty would probably
ultimately, dude, what I ultimately wanted with Derek Carr, if no matter what, I wanted the Raiders to bring in a quarterback and just Derek Carr is a great mentor. I think he'd be a great mentor as far as teaching the system. Now, as far as executing the system, that remains to be seen in competition, man. That's why I'm all for competition. Bring in. I loved it when they had Marcus Mariota. It switched up the play calling. It switched up. It made things more interesting. It created more of a sense of urgency where they're competing.
Who won that battle?
Oh, Derek Carr all day. Derek Carr all day is going to win that battle. And not saying that Marcus Mariota is any better than Derek Carr. What I'm saying is that
hasn't every new head coach that DC has faced brought in quarterbacks to battle him in camp?
To a certain degree, man. Not somebody. Marcus Mariota was probably the highest, you know, competition, I would think, because he was a top 3 pick in the draft, still young. Only out of when we got him, we was like 5. He had only finished up 4 years of his contract. I don't know if his screen froze, but
yeah, froze.
Looking at you like, what the hell?
He's like, damn, what are you saying, Raider Dave? Yeah, that,
I heard
what
you.
What the fuck are you saying, Raider Dave? No, but yeah, no, man. I mean, I just feel like, you know, bringing it, like even a young guy, if you drafted a young guy, like say a 3rd round pick, 2nd round pick, you know, Derek Carr is going to feel like, hey, you know what, this guy's going to want to move into the quarterback position here, man. I'm going to have to compete. You know, it just creates a different level of competition, whether they're focused on that or not. But yeah, you know, it's just one of those things, man, where you know, I just always felt bringing competition wouldn't have been a bad thing. And if Derek Carr did stay, I think Derek Carr would be a great mentor as far as teaching a system.
You'll find out if he stays or not this game. If he doesn't come to the game, DC's not staying here.
You mean after this weekend's game?
If
Sunday?
DC does not show up to the game this weekend, he's not staying here.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The reports are saying he's not going to go.
The reports are saying that, you know, he's been like dismissed from the team for the rest of the year.
And they say they're doing it for liability reasons because, like, if he that's what some say. I'm not saying everybody, but like some sources said, like,
What if he stubs his toe on the first down marker or something?
If he got hurt on the sideline or a player rolled into him, if he's standing on the sideline or something, dude, then they would be liable for his $40 million or whatever for the year for 2023.
Bullshit.
So,
Man.
man.
You're listening to everybody's cheering for this bullshit con artist, man. This fucking coach is fucking trash, bro.
Hey, and
I agree. Change your mind on that.
I agree with you, Dirty. It is a step back in coaching. We're taking a step back in coaching. I don't know on Dave Ziegler, though. Dave Ziegler, though, do I see promise in that guy? I see something.
I'm not saying, I didn't say Ziegler. I said the coaching.
Yeah, the coaching is horrible.
All right, let's everybody wants to look at the common factor with DC and the Raiders, right? Well, let's go back and look at Josh McDaniels' common, denominator as a head coach in all his losing fucking seasons. Who's the common denominator in that, huh?
Well, let's look at Patrick Graham's bullshit play calling and how he was a bullshit defensive coordinator for the Giants, and he's doing the same bullshit here.
Yeah, and I think these guys
who runs fucking man up on the last play of the game, fucking up by a touchdown.
Baltimore Ravens, when we beat them game 1 last year.
Either way we look at it, we see that the writing's on the wall. A huge DC supporter myself. I'm ready to move on to see what is in store for us. I hope for the best, but by God, I've been alive long enough. I've seen the worst, and I hope to God we don't go back to that. I want to salute DC myself for saying, hey, thank you for bringing continuity to the quarterback position for the past 9 seasons. Because we, as Raider Nation, I've been here since 91. I haven't seen that since you. And I respect that you have every franchise record that this team has come up with. You know what I mean? But I think that it's time to move on for the simple fact I think it'd probably be best for the psyche of this fan base.
I just think
it sucks that he winds up being the perpetual fall guy. He fucks up a lot. I understand he fucked up a lot, but there's a difference in between. We expected a lot out of this guy, so this guy was fucking expecting to have pretty much everything handed to him. Like number 1 wide receiver, at least a top 15 defense. We have said everything, guys. Every one of us have. Sooner or later, this was going to come to an end. I was just hoping that it was going to come to an end with him hoisting a Lombardi trophy.
Man, no, well said, Critique, man. I mean, 6 years in Oakland, dude.
We got Darren Waller in the building. Oh, shit, what the fuck is going on? Hold on, I got some guys backstage.
6 years, dude. 6 years in Oakland and three of our and almost pretty much 3 seasons, dude, in Las Vegas. So Derek Carr, man, what a career. I don't know what's going to happen. Once again, I still have in the back of my mind that he could be back. But I'm just curious if a team made a trade offer and why they made that move. Obviously to save money, but I'm wondering if a team might have made possibly an offer that they can deal as soon as it's appropriate. But yeah, man, what a crazy long 9 seasons, man. It's a long year, man. We had Derek Carr under center for a full decade, man. And
we gave away 4 gift cards at the beginning of this show, and some of these motherfuckers aren't subscribing, dude. I'm gonna get pissed. Some people need to hit that like button and damn it, subscribe. Help me out. We got Darren Waller in the building.
Y'all fuck with my new song? Turto? Y'all fuck with Turto? Y'all fuck with my new song? Hey, y'all fuck my new song?
Should I remove him?
Hey, one in the chat if you fuck with Turto.
We're being trolled.
That was pretty good. I like it. That was pretty good.
Step on the pedal so hard I got turf toe. How the hell could they tell me I'm not next? They don't even know what they on earth for. But that money not even an object, so I can't tell you what you should search for. All my life I just trust in the process. Yeah, I know it's the way, but it hurt though. Yeah,
I need a drink.
Hey, I'm on, but I put it.
I was to say, dude. Yeah, man.
All right, guys, that's my new single, Turf Toe. Stream it on all platforms.
All right. Peace out, Darren Waller.
Hey, we just straight turn this show into gas or trash, huh?
I would say trash.
Man, that guy doesn't need to quit being a tight end.
Hey,
He
the
just
fact
needs to
that
be
our
a-
quarterback
he
bench
needs to play
today, we can
football.
have a laugh, is all good, man. That's good shit. So
Hey, man, but as far as athletes making music, I got to give a shout out to Shaq, dude. Shaq did pull it off, man. Shaquille O'Neal, baby.
Greatest athlete rapper ever.
Yeah, there we go. There we go, baby. Yeah. Hey, when you look back and you go
He's
back
reading
20
my
years and you
mind.
listen to
I
Shaq,
know I
and you're
got
like,
skills, man. I know I got skills.
and you're like, dude, Shaq's
Really?
pretty sick, man.
Shaq Diesel.
I was gonna say that when me and little bro Kobe, we on the court, you know what I mean? And you got the big Shaq Aristotle out here, you know what I mean? The Shaq Aristotle, and then we go into the paint, and then Kobe passed me the ball. When Kobe passed me the ball, man, you know, I put it up, I dunked that shit, and you know, we went, can you dig it?
He just took a whole 45 seconds to say absolutely nothing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, I miss those days, man.
Damn. You know what I mean?
let's get Raphael's. How you doing, man?
Nope, don't nobody want Raphael's opinion. Nope, he too fresh in the game, man. Nah, he ain't been through nothing. He ain't been through nothing.
Hey, Rafa, before you even give your opinion, bro, I heard that you faked on the bet and drank the lemonade instead of what you were supposed to do, bro.
Yep.
So for those of you guys don't know, Raphael lost a bet on the fucking Raiders Pittsburgh game that he had to drink a cup of his own pee if he lost. And look, no. Then he tried to play it off like I'm drinking pee, but he was drinking lemonade, and everybody could tell because there was no wince on his face when he tasted it or nothing. He didn't have no water as a chaser or nothing. And then they caught him, and he had to admit that he wasn't drinking pee.
Man, you be nigged on a bet.
Yeah, that's a stupid bet.
Hey, nope. You're on timeout, man. We're not gonna listen to Raphael. You got to complete your bet, bro. You know the rules, man. No, this is man code. This is man code, bro. You have to make good on your bets. Look. If you don't make good on your bets, bro, I cannot respect you. I'm being
Raphael. After the lemonade, did you actually do what you were supposed to do? Did you actually do what you were supposed to do afterwards?
Yes.
What's the weather like over there, Raphael?
Can anybody vouch? Hey, can anybody vouch for you?
Nope.
The bets? Oh.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh shit.
Nobody can vouch for you that you paid the bet.
You gotta make good on your bet, bro. You gotta make good on your bet, bro.
Yes, I gotta.
You gotta make good on your bet, bro.
Even if it's a
You're not gonna hear Raph steak.
It ain't even gotta be a whole cup. It ain't even gotta be a whole cup. You could do just a taste like a quarter cup. I
don't want that shit on my show. I don't want that shit on my channel.
I'm not staying.
Dude, I know one thing. I drink a lot of coffee, man. So my coffee smells. My piss smells like coffee. Maybe drink a pot of coffee, bro. It might taste like coffee.
This bet originated on Black Saturday on Ben shit.
Oh, you gotta pay that bet on Black Saturday.
You gotta take that over there. I ain't doing that shit here.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
you gotta pay that bet.
Drink some pee, bro.
Hey, New Year's Eve, you drinking pee.
Hey, don't be drinking that leftover trucker pee, bro.
Oh my god.
Don't be drinking leftover trucker pee, man.
Hey,
get
that morning pee, bro. Get that morning shit,
bro.
We got full turf toe. This show's got full turf toe. What the fuck just happened here, man? All right, we're moving to the next topic. All right, the next topic is the QB plan moving forward. All right, I'm going to give my take. QB plan moving forward. Draft a quarterback in the first round, second round. Get a veteran guy for around 18, 22 mil max. Okay. Raider Dave, go. QB plan moving forward, dude. What do you want to see happen?
I want to see him go for a free agent QB and draft a QB, man. I think you got to bring in guys to compete, man, and see who's going to – if we're going in a new direction at the quarterback position, you got to see who the next man up is, man. We know it's not Jared Stidham. He's probably just there for looks, for film, dude, and they're just going to run the system and, next guy up, man. But I think draft a QB and I think get a free agent. Ultimately, I want Aaron Rodgers, man. I think Aaron Rodgers – if we're going to win now, we got to get Aaron Rodgers.
All right, Raider Critique, man, what do you got for QB plan?
That's pretty much the same thing. I want to take our first round pick and draft a quarterback because one of these quarterbacks is going to have to, they're bound to be decent, somebody who we can groom and then just like, I don't know, pick up some free agent quarterback, I guess, maybe as a bridge. But I mean, in all actuality, what I would like to do is what we're not going to do, which is restructure Derek Carr and have him come in and groom the next quarterback we draft. And that's not going to happen. That's ideally what I would have liked happen. But after the news today, I don't foresee him being on the team. I foresee that we will probably try to trade him for a second-round pick or better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would like to see. I mean, if we're going to do it, man, let's at least trade him to where he wants to go, to where we can get something out of him.
All right. Dirty Raider, what do you got, brother?
Shit, man. Let Chase Garbers play. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Can't get no worse, right? Can't get no worse. Let Chase Garbers play. Shit. Let's see what he can do. That's where I'm at, bro. I don't want Brady. Veteran quarterback. I don't necessarily think there's one out there that you can go and get right now. You know what I mean? If you can quite possibly name me one and tell me what they're doing right now, you know what I mean, is any good, then there's no reason why they'd be somewhere else the following year. So, you know what I mean? If DC hits the open market, DC is the number one open market quarterback. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You can't get a veteran. If you could draft somebody, you're still looking at a 2 to 3 year window of looking like fucking shit. So either way it goes, you're in a lose-lose situation. Play Garbers.
Also, I have to say about it. Okay, so I'm gonna choose first round quarterback because I just wanted to say because a quarterback needs leadership and he needs attitude adjustment. He needs like a perfect instinct to a quarterback. Do I need Tom Brady on the Raiders? Hell to the no. I will not accept it because if they accept Tom Brady as a new quarterback for the Raiders, they'll be start a riot. I promise. But I will tell you, my first pick quarterback, Will Lewis, as a quarterback option.
Levis. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Go Raider.
So if we're going quarterback this year, I want Hendon Hooker. I know he's coming off an injury. The dude's just a little bit older. He's more mature. You know what I'm saying? He has all the athletic ability that you're looking for. I like his decision making. But if we're not drafting a quarterback this year, so basically what I'm saying for this year is I definitely don't want a first round quarterback. We have other holes that need to be plugged. We could get this guy in the third round, maybe even the fourth round. Mm-hmm. If we're not going to do that, then just fuck it, just cat off for next year and go get Caleb with the following number one pick.
Hey, real quick though, I gotta jump off a comment real quick. I love this comment. Jacoby Brissett will be a free agent. I love Jacoby Brissett. He'd be a great fit. Dude, he'd be a great fit for Josh McDaniels, man. I love the RPO offense. I think Josh Jacobs, if they locked up Josh Jacobs on a massive deal, you bring in Jacoby Brissett, that RPO offense with Josh Jacobs, watch Josh Jacobs rip off fucking 2,000 yards. I love that comment, man. Shout out to We the People. Shout out to that comment. Love. I'm a fan of Jacoby. I'm a Raider fan first, but I like Jacoby Brissett. I love that style of play.
What does he have left in the tank?
He's a veteran. He doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have much arm strength. This is more of
he won one ring at
implementing
the
an
New
offense,
England.
more about moving the ball. Red zone. We're going to get the same results from Jacoby Brissett as we do Derek Carr. At this point, I can safely pretty much say that.
All right, we're going to move on to the next subject here, guys. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Playoff scenario.
Yeah.
We need a cow to jump over the moon and a car to drive across the water to Hawaii.
But I'll say this, Raider Nation. I'll say this. Draft-wise, free agent-wise, man, I mean, we haven't even everything changes once we get into that cycle of the season. You know what I mean? Like, we still got 2 games left, man. I mean, I'm interested to see, like, is Brock Purdy going to beat us, dude? Like I know it's Jared Stidham, but, like, what's our defense going to do to Brock? I mean, can we throw them around this Sunday? Can we, because we have 2 tough games, man. 2 of the best teams. You got the best NFC team and you got the best AFC team, man, in our last 2 games with Jarrett Stidham under center, man. So
you're saying we got a chance. What do you guys think of these playoff scenarios? I mean, it's
mathematically we got a chance.
We got as much of a chance of making the playoffs as I do with Beyonce.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
There's no chance.
Right.
What do you think?
There's no chance in the heavens or hells. There's no chance, bro. You can wish a genie, and the genie be like, "Nigga, please."
Kind of fraud that they tended to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna make it 3 wishes," and I was like, "Is there a possibility to go to the playoffs?" I don't know. Just that's another question. Oh.
So here's the thing, dude, is like Dolphins, man. I mean, with Tua Tagovailoa getting hurt, this is actually possible. I mean, I know it's funny. I did this before, before Derek Carr was benched and whatnot. But if you look at it, I mean, it's not that far fetched, in my opinion, dude. It's crazy.
But this is all based off the Jaguars winning the division too, right? Because I don't see the Jaguars.
Check it out. The Dolphins play the Patriots this next week, right? And then the Dolphins play the Jets the last week. So Dolphins would have to lose to the Patriots and the Jets. So that's doable. And then, I'll pull up the Steelers schedule.
Yeah, but we lost to the Jags. The Jags have a better record than us. That's banked on the Jags have to win their division. That's the only thing I'm saying about that list. I think the Jags would have to win their division. And
it's one in like a gazillion chance.
And it sucks, man, because when you look at like the teams that are in the playoffs, that are in the playoff race, we lost to the Steelers, we lost to the Jags, and we lost to the freaking Titans. You know what I mean? We got lucky against the Patriots. I mean, dude, like our fucking playoff chances were 2 weeks ago. This team knew. These guys are professional athletes. They knew, looking with 5 games left, they had a good shot. They had a legit shot at making the playoffs 2 weeks ago, and they blew that with a home. I mean, your home crowd is in LA. LA is a home game, and you let the worst team like the Rams beat us. Baker Mayfield. That was our season right there, man. That was our season.
Hold on. It actually isn't that crazy. I looked at when I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's crazy, but it's actually not. Look at this, dude. The Steelers play the Ravens, and they should get Lamar Jackson back. I'm not sure this week or next week, but they play the Ravens this weekend, and then the Browns. I think the Steelers can lose at least one game. The Titans beating the Cowboys, I think that's a tall order, but I could definitely
that's the big one, dude. I don't think the Titans are going to beat the Cowboys and lose to the Jags. That's just unrealistic.
But wouldn't it be crazy if Jarrett Stidham took the Raiders to the playoffs? Wouldn't that be the ultimate slap in the face to Derek Carr?
Aren't the Titans on like a 5-game losing streak? So we're bank. I mean, the Titans have lost a handful of games, right, in a row. So, asking them to beat the Cowboys is a tough task. Aside from our chances, though, man, we really had a chance 2 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago against the Rams. That after all that shit that happened, the Arizona game, the Chiefs game, the other game, the Jaguars game, all these games they blew that we knew about, and this team they had their head hanging low in it. Dude, with 5 games left, we had a legit shot, and we had a legit easy schedule to finish, dude. I mean, you had the tough game in Pittsburgh with the weather conditions, but you're facing Kenny Pickett, man. That guy didn't do anything until like the last 2 minutes of the game.
Hardcore, put that back up one more time, just for.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, hold on.
Couple seconds. I was just writing this shit down.
Oh no, you're good. You can screenshot it too, whatever you want. Hold on, I'll take my face off.
And I agree with Cool Kev. He says season was done in Indy. I agree, man.
Beat Dallas.
Yeah,
when this team was trying to
crazy, but it is possible. I mean, we have to win
possible. Yeah, nobody's saying it's not possible. What I'm saying is that there was so many events throughout this season where it's like, hey, when is it time to nut up and win games?
Okay, so let me ask you this, Dave. I agree with you, but like,
all right, I got to go ahead.
But losing to the Jaguars, Indianapolis.
But like, here's the thing: if all these things were to happen and we bench Derek Carr, what does this mean? Like, do the NFL gods just hate Derek Carr?
You mean if we beat the Niners and the Chiefs 2 games in a row? Like back to back, we get a victory versus the Niners and the Chiefs. I'm stoked, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if all these things happen and Jared Stidham took the playoffs, I mean, I'm like, I wish you could see my face. I'd be mind blown, but like it's got to mean something bigger. I don't know. I'm superstitious when it comes to football. I'm not superstitious about other shit, but like if all these things happen, what would be your fucking take on it, Raider Dave?
Going into the playoffs?
If all, it's like a 1.25% chance of happening. It'd be like
like if the Raiders went to the playoffs, dude, I'm like freaking Josh Jacobs. I think is gonna freaking play lights out, dude. I think Josh Jacobs gonna try to run some teams over, man. You know, I mean,
going into next year, do you think it means anything, or you think it just
absolutely anytime, man. I mean, a playoff berth is a playoff berth. You're playing for another week. You know, it's survival series after that, man. You know, it's you're winning week by week. Every week's a new week. You know that we've been playing in playoff mode the last 5 weeks. You know, we've been playing for a playoff spot basically. I mean, I hope this team's been playing for a playoff spot. You know, but yeah, no, I think it'd be a plus. It'd be a huge, man, to get another week, man. But we're facing a lose. But here's the reality, dude. We're facing a losing season. We don't get 8-8 anymore. You know, it's either you go 9-8. Or you go 8-9. You either go, there's no more playing for 500 unless you get a tie. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so, but if we beat the Niners, hey, cool. If we beat the Chiefs, cool, man. You know what I mean? You know,
that's a possibility.
A win, yeah, man. Anytime I look at an NFL stat or anything, if I'm looking back 20, 30 years, you're going to remember games, man. You know, like, and I remember, like, you know, just like the last game in Oakland, man, it left a foul taste in our mouth. Just like this situation, we lose to the Steelers. Derek Carr is told he's not coming back for the last 2 games. It's another sour taste to another end of the season, man. And but yeah, I'm just rambling, man.
Anybody else want to say anything before we move on? I do want to move on to the Niners as soon as we get done talking about if you guys want to say anything about that last post I did about the playoffs or whatever. I know nobody wants to talk about it.
We ain't making the fucking playoffs.
That's damn near as likely as a cow jumping over the moon or a motherfucking car driving across the fucking ocean of Hawaii. Like literally.
Hey,
that's as likely. Hey, that's as likely as Derek Carr starting the next game.
Let me give a serious.
Yeah, definitely too soon.
I'll give you a serious answer. Right.
All right.
It would. As a Raider fan, everybody will rejoice in the fact that they make the playoffs. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? You know, if you're a fan of the team and they have any success, you should be happy about it, right? And that's just being real. No matter, as I told you, I don't care who's under center, as long as we fucking win. You know what I mean? The whole total point of the game is to win. Doesn't matter who's on the field, as long as you just get the dub, right? Now, if we go out and we win these next 2 games, okay, cool, great, wonderful, fabulous. It still don't negate the fact that, you know what I mean, these coaches. I mean, if that's what it took for us to win, why you didn't do that earlier in the season? Why you take you so long to shit the bed? You know what I mean? Like, you shit the bed a long time ago. Why it take you so long to get up out the bed and change the sheets, nigga? And I'm supposed to have faith and trust in you? Nah, I can't. Now, the reality of us winning those games, let's just be real. All of that shit needs to take place. It ain't going to happen, bro. It ain't going to happen.
But if I know it ain't, but if it did, it's got to mean something bigger. I'm just saying. I got my tinfoil hat on. I'm like, it's got to mean something else. I don't know.
Look,
anytime you have a playoff game.
You can want it to mean everything you want it to mean. The fact of the matter is the Raiders ain't going to be nothing good until we actually get a actually solid, you know, fundamental, understandable playbook, you know what I mean? And somebody who can actually fucking coach.
And that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough, man, because one thing we've already learned, dude, when we see it pretty clearly these days in the NFL, it's a buddy system, man. We got that nailed down, dude. We know they're not going for the best they're not going for the most qualified candidate every year. We know that this system is run off a buddy system for the most part.
Eric Bieniemy should have been the head coach.
This is a good topic. I was going to talk about
who was your call for head coach? Which
Eric
one?
Bieniemy should have been the head coach.
Oh, yeah. I personally, I thought they had Harbaugh last year. I thought Harbaugh
could have been the head coach too.
Because
him and Ziegler don't get along. That's why he's not the head coach. Him and Ziegler don't see eye to eye.
Hey, Kevin Fleming here. I think he has a really good comment that I want us to talk about. Devontae Adams, after this season, do you guys think he stays a Raider? Or do you think he moves on?
He's gone.
I think
Raider.
he stays, man.
He's gone.
Look,
I think it's gone.
look, the reason why he's gone, he's in the prime of his career. He's not going to ride out the prime of his career developing a fucking another quarterback.
What if it's
or
Tom
working
Brady?
with the average.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying.
I think
Oh my God, hardcore.
We need to play some turf toe again. Get some. Where's the turf toe? Where's that?
Nah, man, do not play your favorite song right now.
Hey,
Yeah, look. If you're going to do something for Tom Brady, show Giselle walking down the runway. Then,
hey, bada boom, bada bang. I like it. Hey.
Yeah, I think he's going to leave, bro. I don't think he's going to stay. I think we're going to probably lose Jacobs too.
No, I think Jacob stays.
I think we'll probably lose them both, and it's going to probably be. Hey, I hate to say it, but like I said, I hope for the best, but I expect the worst. And expecting the worst, which means complete rebuild.
Yeah, I think Devontae, man, staying because he held out for a contract or was gonna hold out for a contract with Green Bay. That was the big hold up there in Green Bay was the contract. He got that in Vegas. It's a tax-free state. I think that he was consulted. I also think he was consulted for this move. So like the media might be taking some things out of proportion, and maybe it was just his because I think they tell these guys ahead of time, like, hey, there had to have been some kind of inside or an agent that told them, like,
Raider
hey,
Dave, what about the look on his face or his response makes you think that they consulted him, bro? He looks perturbed.
I think in a multi-million-dollar setting, man, I think there's a lot more that gets between agents and management. I think these guys have an idea of kind of what's coming. Now you see a player when he's blindsided, like going back 20 years, dude, when Al Davis traded for Eric Allen, dude, Eric Allen did not want to be a Raider, man. Eric Allen was like pissed. I remember how irate he was in a phone call. That was a reaction where I'm like, oh shit, Eric Allen's pissed, dude. And then Eric Allen, look at him now. He sits in the booth for the Raiders, man. He actually calls games and does pregame talk. So basically emotions, man. I don't know, man. It's hard. It's like I said, I just can only I'm speculating, of course, but I'm thinking that this is a move that they kind of knew was going to go down in the last 3 weeks. I mean, when you see guys like Baker, when you see Baker Mayfield celebrating a win when he really shouldn't have been, I mean, we should have beat that team, dude. And you see guys like Kenny Pickett winning games, Gardner Minshew, the last game in Oakland, winning games in Oakland. I mean, this is what these players, there's the other players on the roster are seeing that. And what's our quarterback's coming up short every time, man. So like, I feel like that vibe,
Were any of those games, game-winning interceptions?
Nope. There was not Derek's fault, but this league, they grade you, they pay you based on winning football games. And Derek Carr has passed Jeff George in losses, man, in his career.
I understand that, but were any of them games game-winning interceptions?
No game winning. No, our defense did not get a stop, but our defense has been thrown back in the field many a times, whereas like momentum, in the game, where like, I mean, yes, our defense is completely to blame. I mean, the Chiefs game, Sunday Night Football, 2 different occasions, so yeah, man. And defense, man, I think and it's an offensive, but one thing we always got to look at is this league is offensively driven. So we're not going to build we're not going to do what Baltimore did. We're not going to do what Pittsburgh did. It's pretty rare to build a defense like that. However, though, we do have the best pass rusher in the league. I mean, Max Crosby seems to be getting better and better and better. And he is proving that he's a problem, man, for opposing offense. I mean, he cannot be stopped. And
that's not going to happen.
No
it's not going to,
dude. Hey,
it's not going to happen.
That bet. I'll take that bet, but that ain't never gonna fucking happen. I'll tell you that right now. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
Look, Raider Ray, not gonna happen in a fucking million years.
But I can look at it this.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
Go ahead.
I apologize for saying I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. But if Raiders win a Super Bowl next year, Raider Critique, will you wear a Tom Brady jersey if I buy it for you? With Tom Brady, if the Raiders were to win a Super Bowl next year with Tom Brady, will you wear a jersey?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Book it right here. Screenshot this because I'm gonna buy Raider Critique a Brady jersey, and he's gonna have to wear it during a Raider.
It ain't gonna happen. Okay, so what happens if he does? Say he comes here and he doesn't win a Super Bowl. What do I get?
Raider Way has to drink that fucking lemonade cup that Raphael has.
Man. Okay, enough of that. Let me explain for fucking once.
No, you made a bet. There's nothing to explain. You made a bet.
Sorry,
there's
Dave,
nothing to explain.
No. Let him explain. Let him explain. I want to hear it. Go ahead, Rafa.
Okay, I just explain it because at first I just made a bet with a random person where I didn't like it. So the loser had to go to stay like for eggs or drinking piss. I fucking lost. And I was decided to drink it. So I was saying, okay, so I'm going to play a little around. So I was drinking lemonade, so I'm not pissed. So I was saying, okay, that was the worst bet that I was doing and making a life. In a live stream that I was telling, I was so lost because I didn't even think about it. Because those worst bets that I just made it in my whole life, listen to both teams. I was eating cockroaches in a high school that I just lost a bet. And then I was drinking piss on a bet that I just lost at college on my baseball team. And then that's it.
Hey.
So look,
you know what? Check it out. Let me add something real quick. So when Rafa made the bet, it's not like nobody brought this shit to the table. We was thinking of a bet that he could make, and it was gonna be an egg bet where he had to bust a dozen eggs on his head. This fool voluntarily said, "Well, I could drink my own piss."
But so yeah, man, you don't want to be making Raider bets. I mean, I usually drop the cash when I make a bet, dude, and you know that shit got costly these last 20 years, losing fucking bets with the Raiders and saying this team's going to go to the Super Bowl. And I know I wanted to win that game too, man, but I'm trying to think of the positive for you, man. How you're going to get that piss down nice and smooth. You know what I mean? How you're going to get it? You know, like I'm thinking, dude,
this
like
wouldn't be his first time drinking piss.
So here's the thing, dude.
The only thing I could think of is you'd have to either drink the piss and follow it with potato chips or vanilla ice cream, bro. That's the only thing that's going to cover that up.
I'm going to get scientific.
I don't know from experience. I'm just assuming.
You ain't supposed to eat the yellow snow. You aren't supposed to eat the yellow snow.
I'm just wondering if you drink
your really healthy for you, man. You know what I mean? Put it so when you go to piss, right? Put 5 coffee strainers.
Oh, you mean like coffee?
Coffee strainers, right?
Oh.
And pee through your 5 coffee filter strainers and then drink it, bro.
And that I see what he's doing. That way you're filtering out salts. I see. Yeah. He's dropped the pH for your piss now. He's dropped the pH. You can shoot it smoothly, man. Put it in a shotgun glass, dude. Just shotgun it.
Like tequila glass? Just like tequila glass? I mean,
hey, all right. So we're gonna move on here. Real quick, everybody that's in the chat, make sure you guys go subscribe to Raider Critique's channel. Raider Earn is Westside Media. Dirty Raider. What's the name of the channel
Network?
Hashtag Raider Nation Network.
Yeah, hashtag Raider Nation Network. And then Raph, do you have a channel?
Rafael Chessin, El Capitan Rafucho.
Yeah, I can't do that, but yeah, good job. and Raider Dave with Grimecast Media. That's the name of it, right?
Yep. We gutted our podcast and we're rebuilding just like the Raiders, man. That's what we're doing.
So you guys subscribe to their channel, subscribe to my channel. We appreciate you guys, everybody tuning in here. We're having some giggle shits right now. But hey, have any of you guys heard about this? What Jolie said? I think this is good, really good comment. Supposedly Mark Davis may have been the one that had the final say on benching Carr.
That's what I heard.
That's interesting to me because I felt like Derek Carr stayed with the Raiders as long as he did because of Mark Davis. So, that's interesting if he had the final say. Because if that's true, then that's kind of like really telling to me if Mark Davis was the one that had the final say, and which I'm sure he had a hand in it. But I'm just saying, if he was the executioner, then that's telling to me of where Mark Davis is at, and that to me actually would mean that Mark Davis trusts Josh McDaniels that much more. So those of us that are kind of on the fence about Josh McDaniels or just don't like him or think he's not a good coach, if that's true, then that shows us where the owner's colors are, and they're not with our quarterback or with our coach. Any thoughts, guys?
Well, on Mark
we already
Davis,
know he was going to be here because he said it already.
Right. I know.
We knew he was going to be here next year.
Yeah.
Right.
And I actually like what Mark Davis has done the last 10 years or so, man. I mean, he brought in Reggie McKenzie. He listened to Reggie McKenzie, so he consulted with him. He let do his job. Unlike Al would interfere. Al wouldn't even have a GM. Al was the GM, but then interfere with meddle with the coach and all that. But at the same time, Mark Davis, I think he's a little bit different, man. He listens to the GM. He lets his GM run the operation. However, when Gruden came along, Mike Mayock, that was a disaster. They gave him Gruden had too much power. Now he's back to the basics. Dave Ziegler's back in the building. He's listening to Dave Ziegler. So I'm sure they consulted on this, and I'm sure it's Mark Davis probably listening to his general manager right now, man. I think Dave Ziegler's going to get a fair shot, man.
Mark Davis' worst mistake was giving John Gruden all that power.
Yep, I agree. And not giving
worst mistake. He should have kept Reggie McKenzie. He should have listened to Reggie McKenzie when Reggie McKenzie told him not to bring in John Gruden and to get somebody else. He actually should have never parted ways with Jeff Del Rio either.
Yep, I agree.
Jack Del Rio. He should not have parted ways with Jack Del Rio. He should have gave
Brent Musgrave.
Or Musgrave, but he should have gave him. He should have gave him another season. Amidst everything that was taking place and what was going on, I felt like he probably should have got another season, but it is what it is. You can't rewind time. You got to accept it for what it is. I just honestly believe, bro, that until I see something different, man, I don't have a lot of faith in McDaniels, man. I just don't, man. It's like I look at everywhere he's been and there's no success there. As a head coach, I'm not including New England. I'm just including everywhere he's been a head coach. There's never been any success. So why would you expect anything different now?
True.
And I agree, man. I think Josh McDaniels at best, when you're looking at it from when you're looking at outside looking in, you're like, dude, at best, Josh McDaniels will probably give you 8 wins,
So
everybody ain't made to be a head coach. Yep.
All right, so one of the things I was thinking about, let me turn this chat comment off real quick. So one of the things I was thinking about, I want to ask you guys while you guys are all here, it seems like it's always kind of this way, but it's like, okay, those that support the quarterback, meaning Derek Carr, are kind of like against the coach, and those that, support the coach are like ready to move on from the quarterback. I don't ask me why this happens, especially with the Raiders, but it seems to always be that way. Okay. So I would, I really liked John Gruden. I thought his play calling was really conservative. But, as I've thought about this whole year a lot more in depth, especially this last few weeks and whatnot, I'm almost wondering if John Gruden was better than we thought he was. Maybe John Gruden knew that Derek Carr's strengths and weaknesses, and we all hated the dink and dunk, but maybe that was where Derek Carr excelled to some degree. So do you guys think that John Gruden set Derek Carr up for better success than Josh McDaniels? I'll go reverse order. Let's start with Raider Earn.
Definitely. John Gruden built that offense to fit Derek's strengths and to cover up his weaknesses. Josh McDaniels basically just throwing them out there and just go play. I feel like they yeah, I'm just gonna keep it real short and sweet. Yes. John Gruden built this offense around him and McDaniels.
Okay. So between the connection of Derek Carr and John Gruden was like a killer instinct. They know the system for years, including for anybody else. So Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels seems like a bad idea for a movie. Seems like no, because I will say it like a short, simple. Derek Carr and John Gruden had a killer instinct, and they had no the system. Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels, nope, pure trash. That's all I say it.
Dirty Raider.
In short, yes, John Gruden was a better head coach. He knew how to manage the team better. That's what you do. Your quarterback may not always fit your scheme, so you coach to his strengths, which makes you a better football team. You don't ask him to do anything outside of that. And at the same time, you got to let a quarterback play the way they know how to play. If you don't do that, man, then you know what? hey, look, it doesn't just fall on that quarterback. It falls on you too. It falls on you too. So, yes, John Gruden was a better head coach than Josh McDaniels has been so far.
I like it. Raider critique?
John Gruden was better. He was a motivator. The way he spoke in Hard Knocks, we're not going to get anything like that out of Josh McDaniels. He's already said during press conferences, he's an X's and O's guy. He's not going to motivate. He's not going to rah. He's not going to do that. Well, John Gruden was known for that. John Gruden would motivate his team into getting the scheme and also coining the fucking phrases, knock on wood if you're with me, and I want better fucking execution. You've never heard that out of Josh McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think Gruden's play calling was predictable and lackluster, but I do believe that he set us up with the better chance to win for the simple fact that he did run his scheme around the strengths of the players that were on that team.
Yeah, I think John Gruden hands down is the better coach, man. I mean, John Gruden going back to he comes off the coaching tree with Mike Holmgren, Andy Reid, all those guys. But John Gruden, man, from an offensive coordinator standpoint, grooming quarterbacks back in the day, all the way till now, man, John Gruden still showed he had it in him. He had enough energy to coach. He brought it, every day. The one thing, though, John Gruden, not a good personnel guy, man. Not good in the front office, should not be meddling in any kind of team decisions when it comes to draft picks. What a disaster, man, when it comes to our draft and him and Mike Mayock and how they did business. So once again, think John Gruden's the better coach. I wanted John Gruden to succeed for many reasons, man. Ultimately, he's a Raider. He came back to the Raiders. And then two, man, that Tampa Bay Super Bowl, man, I mean, that still stings, man. That was not an easy loss, to see your core, watch your coach build your team to 3 AFC West championships. You have the Tuck rule. You had Rich Gannon getting hurt, all that to face John Gruden, who knew the playbook. I wanted redemption for that loss, and we didn't get that, man. That was a big bummer about John Gruden's return. So now it's back to the basics, and that's why we have Dave Ziegler in the office right now, man, is we're going back to the basics where we're just going to restructure the front office. I think that's what's happening right now.
I like it. You want me to post this Raider urn that you put in here?
That's Tim Brown's tweet from today. Just not too long ago.
I wanted to see that. I heard about that. I wanted to see it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who wants to read it out?
I'll read it out if you don't mind. If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll read it.
No, let Raider Dave read it.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. I don't know the background of this at Derek Carr QB fiasco that's playing out today, but if it's anywhere close to what's been being reported, Josh must be trying to get fired. No matter what you think of his play this year, he deserves better than this. I'm sure there are vet.
I'm sure there are veterans.
Yeah, it's probably a continued tweet.
Okay.
Well, hold on. So, Tim Brown and Devontae Adams have like a close relationship. Like, I forget what it is. Like Devontae Adams' mom and I think it's Tim Brown's wife or something weird. Like they have like a relationship, like a connection. So this is actually very interesting to me. I'd have to kind of maybe let my tinfoil hat, kind of, develop and, think about this more in depth. But the fact that Tim Brown's coming out and saying some shit.
Well, he calls it a fiasco.
Huh?
He calls it a fiasco.
Yeah. And he calls for Josh McDaniels' jobs, like trying to get fired. Like, that's crazy. What do you guys think of this?
I think there's a lot of emotions, man, with Raider in Raider world right now, man. There's a lot of emotions with us fans, ex-players. Like I said, Derek Carr has been a part of this organization and under center as the Raiders quarterback the last 9 seasons. And we saw a blip when the Raiders got to the playoffs a couple times. But once again, we just need to start winning football games, man. And, winning cures everything, man. We're not having this conversation if we're winning AFC West titles. We're not having this conversation if we're winning football games, man. That's just what this comes down to. And then more storylines. Like, this is where the storylines really get created, man, because there's so much speculation under this subject, with 2 games left in the season, man. And but that's today's football,
I
man.
agree, Bourbon.
I agree with Bourbon County Raider 100%. He said
I agree 100%, and yes, it is.
He said the NFL did not want the Raiders to succeed with Gruden, but with Patriots guys, it's okay. Absolutely, yeah. So
Well, All Eyes on G finished off that tweet saying that he said that the other vets aren't gonna like seeing Carr and players treated like that.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to hurt the organization in the long run about being able to bring veterans in here.
True. I see what he's saying on that. One thing, though, Derek Carr did get 2 contracts with the Raiders. I mean, he did. It's not like the Raiders just he never gave him a contract and never gave him an opportunity. They really did give him an opportunity. And we don't know. He might be back, man. I mean, he might be back.
Did they really give him an opportunity?
Hell yeah.
Though?
They gave him a new deal, dude. They gave him a new deal after his 2016 season.
No, what I'm
broken
saying,
leg.
did they give him an opportunity to succeed is what I'm saying.
I believe so, man. You know, they I mean, even going back to Antonio Brown, you get Antonio Brown, then the best receiver in the league.
What year did they give him a complete team?
This year he has the best edge rusher in football. They got Rock Ya-Sin, a solid cornerback. You got Nate Hobbs, who is involved. They have better cornerbacks than I've seen in the last 15 years.
Nate Hobbs played good this year.
That sounds like a strong half of the field.
He had a pass breakup. He had a pass breakup against the Chargers. He was in coverage in that Charger game. He got us that win, man. He was a big part of that win against the Chargers.
Well, hold on a second.
What we're doing.
Well, that's a win, man. That's a clutch moment. You know what I mean? But then we flip it to Derek in the red zone. You know, Derek has his opportunities in the red zone to knock a team out, step on a team and put them away.
Hey, let's be real for a second, okay? Going into the season, I thought about this because I've been thinking about my end of year, like kind of, analysis of the Raiders. Denzel Good retiring really fucked us, I think. And
True, but I don't think Good fit the system.
Devontae Parker wasn't very good or whatever. I mean, even Parker would have helped us out more than I think some of these other guys. So
hold up, though, dude. They walked away from those players pretty quickly. Once those players got hurt, they kicked them. Those guys were not going to fit their system.
We had guys that would have been, I think, a little bit better for our offensive line to help Derek Carr succeed.
But hold up. Our offensive line just about 2 weeks ago, it was a week ago, PFF, they said that our offensive line was 7th best in the league as a unit pass blocking. And then top that off, we have the leading rusher in the NFL, and Josh Jacobs. That says a lot about our offensive line. This game
did our offensive line look 7th best against the pass when Cam Hayward threw Dylan Parham, a whole grown ass man, into the quarterback and knocked him over like a bowling pin?
He did.
Did the offensive line look like 7th best? I'm saying the numbers could say whatever, but my eye test, I know what I'm seeing.
Yeah. At any point in time, did you see 7th best offensive line in the NFL with this goddamn team?
Well, hold up.
No.
I saw Dylan Parham early on in the season, though, moving pretty good as a pulling guard, dude, and showing me he actually came out as one of the better graded rookies in this draft class. He came out as one of the better, like the Raiders show a winning draft class all the way to their undrafted class. We have a lot of guys that this staff drafted that are contributing right now in the field. And, Dylan Parham's a big part of that offensive line. His strength, though, I mean, as a young guy, his strength needs to improve. And yeah,
Bro,
you have guys
gets bullied. He gets bullied and tossed. That is my biggest problem with Dylan Parham. The dude can't pass block to save his life. And to the point to where he's being chucked into the quarterback,
that's going to happen with a young player. That's just strength, though. Like when he gets it, he could give him a couple more years in the weight room. Colton Miller got tossed his rookie year. Remember, Derek Carr took like 40 sacks, through 14 games.
Colton Miller got tossed in the Pittsburgh game.
Colton Miller, even in run blocking
year, got tossed in this game.
But Colton Miller got wrecked though. His rookie year, Colton Miller got and he had to get stronger. He's got to chip guys off the edge, and all that, and keep, Derek Carr clean. But at the same time, once again, I personally think, today's offensive lines in the NFL, it depends. Gruden went old school. So we got like Denzel Good. He's a big guard. He's strong. He can move guys around. He's effective. But in this system, I don't think Denzel Good was going to fit in this system. So you bring in guys like Parham, Bars, and they're going to move around in space differently. It might not look pretty. And this offensive line is still gelling. So, I mean, and you got a lot of inexperience on the offensive line, but they have come a long way. And, You know, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going like you got to just look at the positives, man. I mean, Josh Jacobs, man. I mean, that's a result of winning in the trenches right there. Josh Jacobs has good vision. He knows where to find the holes. But I think that combination, man, we haven't seen that in a long time in Raider Nation, man. We rarely see 1,000-yard back. I mean, you know, now we have a back that has 1,500 yards. And I mean, it could get better from here, man. We've established some things in this system that are going to be a plus. 1,000-yard receiver. We were the first team to have a receiver reach 1,000 yards. We were the first team to have 1,000-yard back and the leading rusher. I think those are huge upsides, man. And I think that's why our quarterback got closely critiqued in this process, man. I'm a positive Raider fan, guys. I'm positive, really positive, man.
No, I like it. You guys are all
I'm very positive because I just know this league, man, it flips overnight, man. It flips overnight. And, you know, it's hard to say what's going to happen. The structure, I mean, the way they did the new collective bargaining agreement and all that, it actually works to the favor of the teams now because they get the 5-year option, all that. So things have changed. It's not like the Jamarcus Russell days where you draft a quarterback, you got to give him $60 million. You know, you're hurting for 10 years after a pick like that. This time in the NFL, you have ways to break away from contracts and players, the way they've restructured the collective bargaining agreement to where you get these things in motion now to where you can make a good team decision. The player still gets paid. The organization isn't getting hit with salary cap hell for the next 5 years, unless you're the Rams trading away all your draft picks. But yeah, man, I mean, I really think there's a lot to build off of what they did this year, man. I mean, and Max Crosby progressively got better, you know. I mean, Max Crosby, man, I just think Max Crosby's a player alone just to build around on your defense. So we're going to get there.
Say that Max is elite now?
Absolutely, dude. Max is by far elite. I think he's the best edge rusher. I mean, dude, he has.
Sure we're all in agreement.
Dude, there's no moves like what other player. I mean, like Max Crosby, it all comes down to high motor. It has nothing to do with strength. I mean, he's getting stronger because he works. He has work ethic and he's working at it. But his skill set is crazy. It's the handwork, how fast, the speed rush, you name it. So I think he's switched up so many different styles. I think his commitment is unreal. And I think that's why we're seeing results. And that's why in that final play against the Rams, you saw him get held the entire game, you know, in that game for a reason. But yeah, hell yeah, you can build a team around Max Crosby. You can build a team around a superstar player. Sometimes I think we're kind of due for this, man. I'm loving this year for the fact that Josh Jacobs, man, brought me back Bo Jackson memories, man. I mean,
and what's sad about it, and is Max Crosby is probably not going to get Defensive Player of the Year because of our record.
I hope not. I know, because him and Micah Parsons, it's like really close between the two. But man, you're just watching Max Crosby out there, the QB hits, how many times he gets to the quarterback. He's his run stopping ability, everything, man. So yeah, man, I know it's a lot of mixed emotions we're talking about. You know, we're all over the place, man, because there's so many.
Speaking of drawing parallels between a old player and a new player, you know who I see Josh Jacobs becoming? Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen went to the Kansas City Chiefs and stuck it to us every fucking chance he got.
I hope not.
That's going to be Josh Jacobs, bro.
I hope not. And you know why? I hope that doesn't happen. You know why? Because see, back then, Marcus Allen didn't win Super Bowls with the Chiefs. If Josh Jacobs went to the Chiefs now, they're winning Super Bowls with Josh Jacobs, and I can't witness that.
It could be the Broncos or the Chargers. I'm just saying he's going to go to a team and stick it to us every chance he gets.
Yeah,
I don't think either of those teams.
He did seem frustrated too, man. When Josh was pretty outspoken the last couple, days, man, and it's a bummer to hear that, man. But hopefully, man, like I said, we don't know, man. Like really, I mean, the way players are feeling, agents are feeling when it comes to free agency period, man. I'm hoping something gets worked out with Josh Jacobs and the Raiders, man. I really am, man. I'm hopeful.
They slapped him in the face by declining his 5th-year option, bro. That's why he's playing like his fucking hair is on fire this year.
Absolutely, dude. Yep. I know that that 5th-year option. I think that's something I'm shocked they didn't take advantage of that, because that's another thing in that they structured in that collective bargaining agreement. It just works to the favor of the organization, because if he's a bust, they can just cut him. But he's not a bust. He's never been a bust. The guy plays hurt. Guy plays hurt. Found the end zone his first game twice that night, I think, against the Broncos. The first game in Oakland when Josh Jacobs was rookie year, I think that night.
I think his whole first season, he didn't have not one negative run. His whole first season.
And remember, he tried to hide the separated shoulder. He had his shoulder like separate. He tried to hide it, and then they didn't let him play against that Titan. That was the game I was at. I was at that Titans Raider game, and then they played that last game. Well, what they thought, yeah, it was the last game in Oakland. That after that, the Jaguars game after that. But yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be. Man, last year's offseason was freaking action-packed. We saw a lot of movement in the league, dude. We're seeing teams let go of franchise players. So it's hard to say, man. But, you know, I mean, as far as us discussing the situation tonight, man, I mean, as far as replacing Derek Carr, I like the Jacoby Brissett, what I saw in the comments. Me, myself, I think if we're going to try to win a Super Bowl, man, we got to get Aaron Rodgers, man, you know, but I don't see us doing it with Josh McDaniels. So I'm with you there, Dirty. Dude, I don't see him doing anything, Josh McDaniels, but I do see this as a transition as they, you know.
You can definitely forget about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't, you know, one thing we can all say is when Aaron Rodgers gets the new head coach, that first season is fucking atrocious. Because Aaron Rodgers always wants to butt heads and prove he's, you know what I mean, the king dingaling on the field. You know what I mean? So I don't think Josh McDaniels' ego will allow that. Same thing with Brady. If you go back and look at how many times Brady has yelled at Josh McDaniels on the sideline and told him he didn't know what the hell he was doing and that he was going to call the plays he wanted to call on the field because he's the quarterback. Like, McDaniels is not getting ready to put up with that again. He's not. You know what I mean? But I also want to say thank you for having me, allowing me to pull up and conversate with you guys for a little bit. I am live in 10 minutes, so I do have to go now.
Okay. Can you give a quick 1 minute deal on Niners? Because that was the last subject I was going to ask you guys about.
We lose.
Rivalry? Any thoughts on the rivalry?
We lose.
Fuck them.
All right. Fair enough.
Look, man, the rivalry, I mean, that is what it is. You know what I mean? It really ain't that much of a rivalry anymore because we ain't in the same.
That's it.
We ain't.
He's blipping out again. Oh, he's froze.
No, I'm. It's gonna be loose.
It's all good. All right, so I'm gonna put Dirty. I'm trying to put everybody's links in the chat and stuff. Make sure you guys go subscribe to all these guys in here, dude. Appreciate everybody that's coming in here. We're gonna get on the last topic. That's just gonna be getting into the Niners. If you guys want to talk about any, I'm just gonna remove him so we don't have to look at his weird face frozen. But you know, if you guys want to get into this rivalry with the Niners, you guys got any stories going to like a Raider Niner game or just kind of, you know, what the game would mean to you guys and whatnot, you know?
Man, I live in the Bay Area. I grew up in the Bay Area. I hate the fucking 49ers. Last thing I want to do is lose to these bitches, man. And it's looking like we're going to be holding a capital L.
And I'm with you, Westside, dude, because you know what, man, dude, I mean, I respect the rivalry for what I'm a Southern California guy, so I grew up an LA Raider to an Oakland Raider, you know, so going to the games in the Bay, man, I learned about that rivalry. Get a newspaper, get the middle finger real quick, dude, when you're rocking a Raider jersey, Niner fan, you know, so, you know, getting the middle finger out there and all that. I mean, back in the 80s, man, I felt like Niner fans, it was too easy. It was like they were bandwagon. I mean, I'm not calling out Niner fans. I'm just saying they won 4 Super Bowls. They had Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, all these. Ronnie Lott. I actually liked Ronnie Lott back in the day. Ronnie Lott was a good player to watch. But, you know, we always got those players, man. It's like Ronnie Lott went to the Raiders, played a couple years. Roger Craig, a few years. You know, later on, Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice embraces his few years as a Raider. So now we might even hear Jimmy G coming to the Raiders possibly in the offseason. We're going to hear those rumors. But, man, I respect the rivalry. It's a top 5 rivalry for me. Man, I didn't think the Niners would be that good this year, dude, but I just don't think we really have a chance in this game unless we play good ball control, keep their defense on the field for a long time, wear them out. But their corners are good, man. They do get picks. They're good in coverage, man. They're
that
good
front seven is dominant.
Yeah, man. They're especially up front, they're dominant, man, which is crazy. and they turn it on at the right time, man. And then you're seeing Christian McCaffrey. He's getting his juice going there, man, and he could be a problem for us as well. So it's hard to say, man. I mean, I hope we can pull off a shocker, man, and upset them. But yeah, realistically, man, it's going to be tough, especially on a Wednesday when you're finding out that Derek Carr is no longer under center. So that changes every dynamic of this matchup. Looking forward, man, because we don't know what we're looking at with Jared Stidham. Mainly game management, man. All I see him as is a game manager, man. He might have to use his legs quite often.
Yeah.
I remember everybody with it. I'm gonna say, get ready for quarterback purgatory for the next 6 years, bro.
I don't think it'll be that long, man. I think we could
go ahead, Raph.
It could happen. That could happen, man. And we could always, but man, in all honesty, man, I mean, I'm trying to stay positive, man, as far as like, because things do change in the NFL. We just got to hope we're that team one day, man, that maybe we get that right guy in and it's the right charisma for the locker room and it gets everybody going, man. And, yeah, man, because I honestly, when I see teams like, use the Niners, the matchup we have this Sunday, I mean, they're down to their third string quarterback, man. Their season did not go as planned yet. They're one of the better teams in the NFC. So we got to hope one day we're a team like that, man, where shit happens, but we can get back up and survive the next week, man, and continue on with that goal, man. That goal, man, is number 4. Number 4, man, we were close in the early 2000s, man. I thought we were going to lock up our 4th Super Bowl. And back then it was a big deal, man, tying with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. The fucking Patriots hadn't even won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Well, they won one Super Bowl in 2001, but they hadn't really won. They had like one Super Bowl. I mean, shit has changed in the NFL. And
the Patriots were the laughing stock of the league, like my whole fucking childhood.
Dude, it was like you would get clowned on if you were growing up in the 80s, man. You would get clowned on for wearing Patriots gear with the
Patriots. Where the fuck did they play? They're still a team.
Yeah, no shit, dude. And then like
better than 2 wins back in the 80s with fucking Jeff Gogan and John L. Williams and Irving Fryer, all these bums. You know what I mean? What this rivalry means to me, man. The Niners were pretty much the team that went up against the fucking Raiders when it came to my fandom. I was either going to be a Niners fan or I was going to be a Raiders fan because both of my fucking parents' families, my mama's were fucking Niners fans and my dad's were Raiders fans. You know what I mean? It wasn't until after I did some research on the organizations that I made my pick, which I picked loyalty, integrity, and the will to win with the commitment to excellence. I wasn't going to pick a fucking bullshit ass franchise who would take their players, use them up, and then toss them off to say, I don't know, Raiders division fucking divisional opponents. I'm sorry, but I've never respected Jeb York after the fact of what they did to their star players.
Stole that team. They stole the team from Eddie DeBartolo off top.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. It's just San Francisco is a facade. You know what I mean? I don't much care for their fans because, for one, I'm not fucking rich. And that's what I portray San Francisco fans being. Rich, pompous bitches who can't take shots to the mouth. And that's just the bottom fucking line. They got rubber knees. You know what I mean?
They don't even play in San
Francisco. It is what it is, dude. Fuck the 49ers. We're probably going to take an L this game, but that's because we got Jarrett bullshit Stidham coming in here to play quarterback, and I don't care even if he fucking knows the system or not. The dude is trash. He was trash in preseason, and he's going to be trash this weekend. Fucking L, Raider Nation. Get ready because this is going to suck, at least for the rest of this year.
Hey, you guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Getting close to 600 subs. At 1,000 subs, going to give away another jersey like this bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to keep saying it. But you guys got to go subscribe to Raider Dave, Grimecast, Raider Critiques channel, Raph, and then Raider Earn with Westside Media. And with that being said, I want to give my take on all this. All right, so the Raiders and Niners are 7-7, right? We're tied. Believe it or not, we are tied with the Niners, even though we haven't done very well for a long time.
Yeah.
But this rivalry does go back a long time. It always seems like someone like when we have these games against the Niners, it's like someone always gets stabbed or shot. Like there's some brawls that are going to go down. And let's just keep it 100, dude. Like Raider fans, like blue collar people, man, become Raider fans. If you're like this prissy, grew up in like, a spoon fed house, you're going to be a Niner fan. That's just like the way it is, man, especially in the Bay right there. All my fans are a lot of my friends, and Cali that were Niner fans. They grew up a lot different than I did, That's one of the reasons why my years of being a Raider fan, like it just like as I grew older, I was like, man, like I'm meant to be a Raider. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at this rivalry. Niners, not all of them are like, prissy, but a lot of them are at the same time. A lot of them became 49er fans back in the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice days. And let's face it, the Niners were a great team. One of the best, back in the day or whatever. But, they've had a lot of success and they have a really good defense. It's going to be tough to pull out a win here. But at the end of it, our stadium is probably going to be mostly red. I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, I saw some, I think it was like at least 60% of the stadium might be red this weekend, which is going to suck. I'm really disappointed in that. But at the end of it, man, I mean, like you never know, dude. Any given Sunday, I guess I'll have to root for Stidham, as like shitty as it is. I'm expecting a loss, but Raider fan, I'm always going to want the W. Maybe Brokeback Bosa can get hurt again. That'd be fucking awesome. So I'd rather have Max Crosby over Nick Bosa fucking any day of the week. So
yeah, and of course, speaking about the 49ers versus Las Vegas Raiders rivalry, because I just read it in that book. And remember those guys about in 2000 when Oakland defeated San Francisco with that perfect connection between Rich Gannon and Tim Brown for 2 touchdowns?
We went into overtime in that game, right? Was that
that was in overtime.
Yep,
That was in overtime. That was in October. That was like 22 years ago. But I would say that was like a perfect moment about it. So my biggest point in all this history right here, I fucking hate the 49ers. I fucking hate it because no matter what happens, it's the most rivalry ever in the history. We go back to Dallas Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles. This is the perfect example of the rivalry between Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders versus San Francisco Niners. If for all these 49ers who can watch every time on that stream, look at my eyes, 49ers. Look at that. I know we can hold the L, but fuck your team, 49ers. So, and I will say this, and I'm very proud that I'm here with the Raider Nation because I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot about the history of the Raiders. But I'm not stupid at all. I'm not stupid, but here I am. But as a person, as an Asperger person, as a syndrome person, as Hispanic, I will say this: that team with Las Vegas Raiders, it kept a place in my heart, in my soul, and I will never give up to still learning about the story. So that's no matter than fact. And thank you guys, as a content creators, they teach me about the Raider Nation, and I'm still using that jersey from Max Crosby. And no matter what happens, I'm still representing Raider Nation for life. So there you go.
Yeah, I like it, man. You're growing, dude. That's all that matters, dude. Raider Nation's about one big family, a team, and we all started somewhere. So I know you're still up in a developing process, and you know what? Like even us, like that are a little bit older or been here for a long time. I mean, there's things that I learned. Like I didn't know. I did a Raiders trivia. We gave away like a $70 gift card. Al's Ghost won that. So shout out to Al's Ghost. That was pretty fun show we did right before Christmas. But I didn't know Jacoby Ford was the leading kick returner, so I learned something new. I was like, I didn't know, Jacoby Ford was the Raiders leading kick returner of all time yards. So
and the last one to return a touchdown for us too.
Yeah. I think I knew that one, but I just didn't know he was the leading kick returner. So it's crazy, man. You never, we're all a work in progress is the point. But, let's close the show out. I just want to say, thank you everybody for tuning in. And, I know, especially those that are Carr supporters, today is like kind of like a day of mourning. Even though I've been critical of Derek Carr, like it still hurts me, man. Like I never wanted to be at this point. It does suck. I will say one last thing on Derek Carr. That I forgot to mention earlier. It's kind of crazy that his game where he got hurt against the Colts was Christmas Eve, And then his last game as a Raider, potentially, if he's like no longer going to be on our team after this year, his last game as a Raider was against the Steelers on Christmas Eve. So pretty crazy. When I kind of put that together myself, I was like, shit, man, he got hurt on Christmas Eve. And then his last game as a Raider was on Christmas Eve. So that's kind of fucked up. I'm like, man, dude, that dude's heart's probably got to be hurting. I know he loved this team. I know things weren't always set up for him for success. The one thing I will say, if he wanted to stay a Raider, he could take a pay cut and he could be a Raider, whether it was before or currently right now, So part of this is on Derek Carr, and so there needs to be self-accountability in that category. Because if he wanted to be a Raider, he could take a big enough pay cut where we can get the talent on more talent on our team to help elevate us to where we need to be to make up for some of his deficiencies. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but he made his choice. He was the highest paid quarterback his first contract, and the last contract that we just gave him, if it would have held out, I think it's too much money. It's too much money for the production, even if we had enough talent. And, if you look at our cap space, we won't have the money to get the guys we need to move up to the next level. So whether it's Derek Carr or another quarterback, we need to get somebody in the $20 to $25 million range, max 25 max. And that's just the reality of it. There's too many holes on this team. We need the money to get the talent we need and figure out what we're going to do at the quarterback position later on moving forward. But, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Again, going to give a jersey giveaway at 1,000 subs, and then make sure you guys go subscribe to Raider Critique's channel. You can find him as well, Raider Dave's channel. And you guys close it out. Where can they find you, Raider Dave? I know you're rebooting your
gonna launch my channel. Like I said, I'm kind of like the Raiders organization. I've I've torn down my channel a few times in the last 5 years. So I apologize to anybody that subbed to my channel and then the channel goes blank. But we're starting back up tomorrow. It's gonna be a fresh, brand new channel. No subs or anything, but we're gonna start vlogging. We're gonna start dropping a podcast and just a little bit more interaction and trying to get on a little bit more every other day or so with some pieces of news to chop up, man. And man. But well said, Hardcore. And shout out to Derek Carr, man. 9 good seasons, man. This team got back into the win column. This team got back into the playoffs. I love Derek for everything that he did for this organization. I'm a fan of Derek Carr. And we'll see how things work out. We will see how things work out. We don't know how it's going to quite shake out. But once again, I think, but you know what? Once again, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if Derek Carr and this Raiders team won 10, if they're at the 10 win mark right now, and they were at, say like Derek Carr had 35 touchdowns, we would not be having this conversation. So it's an incentive-based deal that Derek was in a year where it was a prove-it year, man. And once again, we'll see how this transitions, man. Whatever may be, will be. And just win, baby. I'll talk to you guys again, man. I hope to see you guys at the channel.
Hell yeah. Raider Critique? Or no, Raph and then Raider Critique, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't gonna happen. So I just wanted to say salute to everybody else in the chat and everybody else. Well, El Capitan Rafael, as known as El Capitan Rafucho, has much love and support to the Raider Nation, because no matter what happens, just like Al Davis say, just fucking win, baby. If all these teams for the 49ers, look at my finger, just fuck you, 49ers. We are the Raider Nation for life, bitch.
He's pumped. Hell yeah. Hey, Raphael. Hey, brother. Much love to you, man. Get pumped up, brother. We still got 2 games left. All to be pumped up for, man. It's getting up for each and every game, baby. I love it.
Oh, yes.
Well, y'all already know where to find me, man. Right here on YouTube. The Raider Critique, where we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid. We tell the truth with intensity. You can find me on Instagram, right up underneath the same name, The Raider Critique. You can find me on Twitter at InGun421. And that's about all I got to say about that. You can also find me in Raiders Fan Radio. You'll find me in their chat room, just like pretty much everywhere else who does Raiders content, because I don't discriminate. I participate. That's kind of what I do. There are certain channels that I don't show up on for the simple fact that they create division within the Raider Nation, and I don't support that at all, period. So if you don't see me in the chats, man, that's probably why. Because, as far as I'm concerned, we're all still family. And we've all got to fucking go through all this. Now, this is It's been 9 seasons. It's going to be definitely different doing Raider content without Derek Carr being a part of that, but times change, man. Things change. And one thing that does need to change, this team needs to start winning on a consistent basis. Derek Carr's biggest problem is his inconsistency. He was completely inconsistent his whole career here. He might hold all these records. He might hold all the fourth quarter comebacks, but you can't be that inconsistent and still expect to make the playoffs every year because we're just settling at this point. Raider Nation, I know this shit is hard. It's hard for me. I'm a Derek Carr supporter. All right? I've been riding with this guy ever since we drafted him. But how many times do we have to shoot ourselves in the face? How many times do we have to see the same thing happen season after season after season before we finally realize this guy is not going to take us where we want to go? He needs to go somewhere else for his own psyche. He needs to go somewhere else for our psyche. Because some of us need to understand what it was like before Derek Carr.
Well said. Well, appreciate everybody. Raider Dave, when you get your channel up, let me know so I can post it in the chat. I can't find it. I apologize, but
I tried to find it too. I couldn't find it. Bro.
Yeah. There's no content posted. I have to send you the link.
Yeah. All right. But some guys asking about
it's a brand shiny new channel though. It's all brand new.
Devontae Adams and all that. Like if he's gonna be traded, I don't know. Maybe guys, he's a good friend of Derek Carr. But at the end of the day, dude, it's like any profession. He's getting paid.
I missed what you were saying about. I'm sorry, but about the being a friend of Derek Carr. Who would?
Well, essentially, like if Devontae Adams be traded, or people saying like he's going to leave if Carr's not a Raider. I know we're closing out, but the one thing about that, I mean, I just think as a professional, dude, like you're getting paid, right? That's the first thing. And second of all, I mean, like, yeah, maybe if it's a rookie quarterback, that's a little different. I think this whole thing is planned. I mean, to some degree, the interceptions, I can't say is purposely taken from Josh McDaniels, but I definitely think that, I think the plan is for them to go out and get Tom Brady. As much as I hate to say it, I'm trying to I'll tell you, Raider Nation, as I close out here, I'm trying to mentally get my brain ready to somehow accept this and what it would take for me to accept Tom Brady. Tom Brady better have, if it happens, Tom Brady better have some sort of heartfelt speech about the Tuck game and how he fucked the Raiders and how he's felt bad about it and how he wants to help the Raiders win because of that game. If he says something like that, I might be able to fucking switch my stance on it, as well as the Super Bowl. But Devontae Adams, I mean, he's getting paid damn good money, and he grew up a Raiders fan. Right? When he was a kid and he got those pictures as a Raiders fan, there's no Derek Carr in those pictures. So, for me, is he a Derek Carr fan or is he a Raider fan? That's important to me because people that are just like, like half foot in, half foot out. Yeah, he came here partly because of Derek Carr, but he's a Raider fan. And you know what? That holds a lot of weight with me personally, because whether it's Darren Waller and Turf Toe or all this other shit, if guys don't want to be a Raider, I don't want them on the fucking team. I don't. So, Devontae Adams, I hope he wants to be a Raider. I think he does, even if Derek Carr is gone, unless we get a rookie quarterback and we're starting him. But if he wants to leave, hasta la vista. That means you don't want to bleed silver and black with us, man. He can help this team. We have a chance to be great with or without Derek Carr. If we keep Josh Jacobs, we have a strong run game. We don't need an elite quarterback, guys. We don't. We have enough talent on this team offensively. If they fix the offensive line, we can win a lot of fucking games and get the defense figured out, obviously. But that's all I'll say about the Devontae Adams thing.
Can anybody clear up what Devontae Adams put on his IG? Because I didn't see that. I don't have a phone nearby or anything, but I'm just curious what that IG post is and what I'm just curious. Because
I'm gonna go look it up at the end.
There's two comments. I'm just wondering.
Dinner's getting cold. You guys have a wonderful night. I'm fucking out of here, man. I'm really not looking forward to this game. I'm really not looking forward to this game.
I'll look it up as well. I don't even think I have IG on my phone. My wife does. But
I got it. I just haven't been on my IG for you guys know me, man. I'm just a flake on social media, man. I'm just a flake. But hey, I'm a diehard Raider fan, though. I promise you that.
Absolutely. I'll find it. But hey, much love. As always, there's only one nation. That's
There you
Raider
go.
Nation.
Woo! Let's get it, baby.
Only one motherfucking nation. It is
That's
the
right,
Raider
my man.
Nation for life.
That's right, Raphael. Hell yeah.
I forgot to mention it. Appreciate Raider Earn and
Get the
Westside
nation
Media
pumped, brother.
and Dirty Raider. You guys check them out as well. Appreciate them tuning in as well as Al's Ghost. And thank everybody in the chat. We'll keep it rolling, and we'll see you guys next time.
Right
Let's go
on.
Raiders.
I'll catch you guys again, man. Late. Peace.
Peace out.
And had a good conversation with the quarterbacks this morning, and so we're going to go ahead and start Jarrett the last couple games of the season here. You know, none of us is happy with where we're at, but we think it's an opportunity to you know, evaluate a younger player who hasn't had much time to play. You know, talking to Derek, who was great. You know, he understands the scenario that we're in and the situation, and very supportive of the two young guys. Those three guys obviously have worked together hand in hand all year, and you know, he'll do anything he can to help them. So, you know, that's what we're going to do.
You know, him being one of my really good friends, and you know, the reason why I came here in the first place. I mean, I wouldn't be here right now if he wasn't here. So I think everybody knows how I feel about him, but obviously I support my guy, and